All right, here we go. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys have been hearing me type for the last 7 minutes and 45 seconds, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me adjust some things here. So this is uh, there we go. Change the title here. Have not heard me typing? Okay, that means my filters are working properly then, I guess. All right, so we're gonna actually go live here in about 8 minutes. We're waiting for Angry Joe Show to finish up, and then they're gonna queue us in, and we will actually start the live stream. So we'll just hang out and chat for what 7-8 minutes, and then we'll go live for sure. I hope everybody's doing well. Your screw tube says the stream started 7 minutes ago. Yeah, it was. So I created a live stream, but we're using a restream that's going to go to Tailworlds, and then Tailworlds is going to distribute it to a bunch of channels. So I had to do some weird setup that I've never used before, so it was all funky. But yeah, we got it all sorted now. We're good to go. Like I said, we're just waiting for Angry Joe to finish up, and then we're gonna hop on. We'll go over the setup and everything. I had a save file that was ready to go. Unfortunately, the patch that they released yesterday or today or whenever it was, they released a couple patches this week actually, and they basically broke the save files, which is normal. I was kind of expecting that. So unfortunately, I can't continue the one that I had saved for the live stream. I kind of wish I had known that. I wouldn't have stopped the campaign there. I would have just finished it. I wanted to save a little bit for the live stream because I thought it would be kind of interesting, but it's okay. I set up a full campaign here where we're going to basically start with a little less than what I had in my run, but still fairly similar. So we'll have a couple ships, a little bit of cash, some workshops, and then we're going to be able to go off and conquer a bunch of stuff. Not conquer, we'll probably just stay to the oceans and try to, be a pirate and all that. But yeah, the mods for this is going to be pretty crazy, I think. So 1.3.6 broke everything. Current one started as breaking when he got married, the kings. Yeah, they made some really good changes. I haven't had a chance to test everything yet, so I don't know what else is broken, but I just know that my save file was definitely not working. It let me in for about 15-20 minutes and then it would crash, and I really don't want to deal with that on a sponsored stream, so not gonna work. Broke down all the skill XP gain for both KCD. Hey, yeah, that's me. All the spreadsheets and the databases and whatnot. So, yeah, Joe is doing his outro now. So as soon as he's done, he'll cue us in, and then we can start it up. Oh, bosun, yeah. I started saying it correctly as of today. Bosun. I looked it up as well, and yeah, you're right. Would you do it? I am definitely going to do a War Sales World Conquest. Yeah, I'm going to do that soon, I think. I don't think I'll be able to do it before the end of the year. We'll see. I still have to finish my Warhammer World Conquest that I'm working on. I kind of stopped to deal with some of these sponsored videos that I knew were coming up. I had to spend some time doing that, and I got sucked into EU5. That took up a bunch of my time, but once I get that Warhammer 3 campaign done, I will probably do the World Conquest here next. And I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to go, because I think the sea is going to change a lot of things, but I think it's going to mess up the AI a little bit. So it might actually be easier. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just kind of spitballing here and guessing, but we'll see. Haven't played the DLC at all. Looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think the problem that I will notice is some people are probably expecting to get into the naval combat right away. And if you're playing on a sandbox, that's definitely not the case. You still have to go through the early game before you can afford a boat and take on some reasonably decent troops. But yeah, just once you do get to the naval combat and you kind of get the hang of things, it's actually a lot of fun. I really like the gameplay loop of fighting people to steal their boats and then using the boats to fund everything. It was a gameplay loop that I used in the X series, the Space Sims. Kind of an old game. I think the most recent one was X4, and that one was... I didn't really play it too much, but X3 I played several thousand hours on, and my favorite thing to do would be to go out, fight some people, go raid some trade convoys and take their ships, and then send them back and sell them. I don't know, there's something about it. Collecting stolen ships is just really fun. So same thing you can do in here. It's very similar. So yeah, the ships are pricey. They did change it in a patch, which I kind of wish they just left it alone. But I get it for a balance perspective. It was a little bit OP where you could just take all these ships and they were almost at full HP, and you can make a ton of money. So first time watching live. Yeah, I don't usually stream this late because I've got little kids and this is their bedtime, and I usually fall asleep when I'm getting them to bed, and I'm up at like 4 in the morning. It's 9 p.m. right now my time, and then I'm usually up at like 4 or 5 in the morning and working. So if I were to stream, it would probably be more like 4 or 5 a.m. my time on a PST. So I usually only stream on the weekends when I have time, but obviously this is a special occasion because Terra Worlds is paying me to do it, so we're all happy with that. Can you use your ship for trade? Yes, you can. Yep. Absolutely. All right, we are getting... All right, 90 seconds we're going live, so... As soon as he gives us the heads up, we are going to switch over to professional voice. Not really, but I don't think I have a professional voice. All right, 30 seconds, boys and girls. I don't know. Do we have any girls? Usually it's all boys playing Bannerlord, but we'll see. All right, we're getting the countdown. 3 seconds. Let's do it. All right, welcome to the live stream. This is Bannerlord War Sales DLC. We are not going to be doing a fresh save file. This one's a little bit different. I had a save file ready to go. We had a couple patches which made some really good changes I'm very happy about, and we'll kind of discuss what was changed along the way as we start. But if you're not sure who I am Strat Gaming. I have been covering Bannerlord for a little while. I'm still pretty new to the game, getting my feet wet here. I'm approaching 6,000 hours, so I still have some things to learn about the game, but let's jump right in and kind of talk about the setup for this specific scenario. So we start with a very basic guy. I didn't level him up at all, basically just how you spawn in with. We are starting with a little bit of money, a small loan of $1 million from my dad, as they say. We've got a longship, a NAR ship, and a light longship. Now the longship is actually decent in fighting. It's a medium class. These are all shallow keels, though, of shallow draft, so we are going to mostly be staying to the coastlines. So we've got this, which is much better at fighting. We've also got a light longship, which will help us with some flanking. But these two ships have a problem. They don't have a whole lot of cargo capacity, so we have to come up with a NAR, which is a light ship, but it has very good cargo capacity, but it is not good at fighting whatsoever. So there you go. So essentially, we are mixing and matching so that we can kind of come up with some shortcomings. We can fix the shortcomings from some of these other ships. So if you just go all military vessels, you're not going to be able to carry your food. And if you go with all, trading vessels, you won't be able to fight very well. So, but yeah, anyways, that's what our starting scenario is. We do have a few troops here. So you can see we've got all the Nord troops. We've got some melee troops, some of the noble line, and then some of the archers. So like I said, this is roughly, not exactly where we started off with my campaign that I did, the pirate campaign. So essentially we are going to continue that roughly. So the goal here is, I think we're going to go patrol. Let's keep an eye out for these storms though, because they can move pretty fast. Is this one moving this way? No, it's moving west. So we might be okay unless it shifts. But yeah, we want to stay along the coastline so we don't take too much damage. We are limited in funds. We do have 46k in the bank, but it's not going to be enough to last us if we don't get into some decent fights. You can see our wages are pretty high. One thing I was going to say, if you've played a decent amount of Bannerlord, you know how terrible workshops are usually. This patch changes that 100%. It may not look like it right now because this is literally day one. The economy usually takes a few weeks or a few months, maybe even a year to kind of settle and normalize. But the workshops in this patch are incredible. On my last game, I think I was making anywhere from 200 to 400 on each workshop for, I don't know, I think I have about 4 or 5 years of data on that. So very, very strong. I would say rush workshops. Oh, crap. The storm turned on us, didn't it? So you can go through a storm, but you're going to take a ton of damage. We're going to have to take damage either way by crossing the water. So let's just go into the open water. So I mentioned earlier, we have these ships that have a shallow keel. Now the shallow draft, the shallow draft is good for staying along the coastline, but it takes heavier damage on the deep sea. And you also get a negative movement speed penalty over here. So try to stick to the coastlines when you can, but obviously there are times where you have to cross just because you don't want to spend 5 days going all the way around. So what culture? Yeah, sorry, I didn't cover that. I started as a Nord culture, so we're basically continuing the Viking pirate. We went with the new hairstyle, the new beard style. Got some pretty cool looking armor here too. I don't remember this from the previous game, so I believe this was added in this patch. Really like the look of that. And these are the pirates. Let me see what they're not like the best in class. They're decent. They're kind of mediocre actually, but they look really good. But this is a gilded raider shoulder and then gilded raider bracers. So these are going to be our armor to start with. Like I said, they're not OP. They're kind of mid-tier armor, but it'll help us. Can you start the game as normal and work your way up to buying a fleet? Yes, you absolutely can. Yep. Just be aware, it's going to take you several hours to get there. I would say, depending on how you start, like if you're speed running it, I could probably get to boats, I don't know, maybe 10 hours or so. If you're like a standard, you're just kind of doing your normal gameplay, it might take you a little bit longer than that. So are you doing a 1,000-day playthrough or what? Or I survive? Yeah, I will probably, I don't know if it'll take me that long to do it. 1,000 days is a long time. So 1 year in this game is, if I remember, it's 21 days per month, and there's 4 months. Oh, we got another storm here? Or is it just, I think it's dissipating. Oh crap, it's just starting. No, we're gonna get hit by the storm. Ooh boy. Yeah, it's not too bad of a storm. So it's not hitting our boat too bad. Yeah, that's fine actually. You would like the... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something, but totally forgot what I was saying. But you'd like the Nords to have better culture bonuses. So they're pretty good for the early game, but they fall off for sure. Like the looting and stuff is not really that good once you get past the mid game and you have an economy established. But I think in the early game it is pretty good. And I think if you're role playing, you can really play into it and have fun with it, I think. But yeah, you're right. In terms of like a late game world conquest type stuff, you're probably not going to find a whole lot of value out of it. Alright, so here we go. We are looking at upgrades. Our ship that we bought, this longship, has a single upgrade. We have oars that give us some travel speed. We want better than that though, so we want to get up here to the gold. So there's 3 tiers here. We've got the bronze, the silver, and the gold. They all generally do a similar thing, but obviously the higher tier you go, the more of a bonus you'll get. So you can see here, these oars are 5% oar power, 10 and 15% oar power. This is combat speed basically. So you're rowing combat speed. This one gives you the same oar speed, but it also increases travel speed. So this is good for both combat as well as making you faster on the campaign map. So I don't really recommend doing these. Just wait until you can find the ones that give you travel speed, because this is way more important, if in my opinion. 3 oar types, yeah. And then yeah, we've got some shield protections. We've got stuff for the deck. We can add crew melee damage. You can add more ammo reloads. You can add more sails, things like that. And then for our actual... Wait, longship. Yeah, they actually have the same upgrade. So we'll have to get an actual heavy ship that has a ram on it. These ones don't really have rams, so can't do a whole lot of ramming. And this one doesn't really have a good... doesn't really have a good selection of upgrades that we're looking for. Is it me or is the early game harder and overall more? So I would say the early game is very similar. I think what changed, if I had to guess, and I would probably ask the devs this, maybe they'll comment if they when they see this, but I feel like they made the melee combat more difficult, which I'm a fan of, but you know, obviously I've got a lot of hours into it, so if you're kind of a newer player, it might be a little bit more challenging. Let's go ahead and fight these guys. Yeah, we want to take their ships and then sail them. Are the upgrades tied to the town's prosperity? I don't know if they're tied to the prosperity. I feel like they're just tied to the specific town itself. So I have noticed, I feel like maybe the ship types are tied to the prosperity. I don't know about the upgrades though, because I feel like you see more, you know, the heavy ships in the later stages, but I don't know. I haven't played enough. I've got maybe 20 or 30 hours on the DLC, so I don't have like hundreds of hours. No, it's probably more than that. I probably have like 40 or 50, but it's not enough to make that assessment. I would have to test it as well. But anyways, we want to raid these guys. So let's go ahead. We'll do our first combat. So we have a mix of melee troops with projectile. You know, they've got the throwing axes, and I don't think we have guys with javelins. They're mostly throwing axes. And then we do have a mix of archers in there too. But I think what we'll probably end up doing is let's get our 2 lighter vessels back here, especially this Nar. The Nar is very weak. Let's actually put him in position 3 so that I don't forget. We want to go in a single line, and we're going to have the Nar kind of hang back because they have very few troops, only 16 possible. So if they board somebody that's got 30 troops, they're going to get smoked. So what do you think about Sturgia culture bonus since the changes? I think having more... let's get this going so we can get the fight going. All right, so we've got some headwind. We're going to keep our sails up. We don't need them. Let's get our light ship to maybe flank the guy on the right. Let's actually get our other ship. We'll get both of those ships to attack, and then we will maybe flank this guy on the right and then attack him. But yeah, back to the Sturgian bonus culture. So they increased the what do you call it, the grain production by 10%, which is good for 2 things. You're going to make more money when you own anything that runs a grain village, and you're also going to provide more food for that town. And grain is the one that provides the most prosperity bonus. So essentially, it basically helps the Sturgian towns get more prosperity faster, so they'll be able to make more money. More money means you could field more troops, etc. So it's pretty good. Yeah, you can have these guys follow you. You're right. I think I'd rather just let them come in later. I wanted to get a head start so we can get most of the damage in. We don't want to ram these guys because we do want to sell their ships. We don't have a whole lot of ways of making money in the early stages. Let's pull everybody off the oars. All right, let's go ahead and get this on their ship. You want to aim for the side of the boat. Don't aim for the meat of it. You want to aim for the walls. You don't have to get it on the edge. You can literally hit the side, like the bottom of the boat, but as long as you hit the side, you're good. So let's get this one over there too. Oh, that one's already on. All right, let's go. Is this on? I feel like it's not on. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot. All right, we're looking good here. Oh, they're already dead. Wow, they're dead already. All right, let's get another. And these boys need to charge. Let's go ahead and F3, give them the charge command. There's no way you're getting out of here. Where are you, boys? I need help. Oh my god, that guy's tough. And we're very weak right now because we have a brand new character. Let's get to our buddy's ship here and try to help with their boarding issues. Wait, what is going on here? Is that our... Oh, we flanked him. Look at that. These guys are getting flanked. We have like a big centipede ship. Wow, look at that. Look it up. It's just one giant boarding centipede. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they got smoked. We did lose 2 troops, and they are elite troops that we won't be able to replace easily. So that is kind of painful. Actually, I'd rather not lose troops, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so one thing we will definitely do here is take these sea pirates. These guys do have mariner traits, so they're very good on the water, so we will actually end up using them a decent amount. Yeah, that was a quick kill. Keep in mind, we do have a decent army here. We should probably be fighting some better units than this, but we will. We need to find some noble parties. Like I said, I'm trying to make it close to a continuation of where my last campaign left off. So we did sink one of the ships, unfortunately, but we get to take 2. So we'll take this one. And this one pretty beat up, but they will sell for, I don't know, 3 grand or so. We'll make a little bit of cash here. Now we do want to go to war with the Empire, but not yet. I guess we can sell some stuff to them, and then when we find a good noble party from there, we can attack them, or maybe even one of their merchants. Maybe we'll just attack the merchant. So let's go to manage fleet. Now I think I haven't tested this out because they literally just released the patch. What was it? Yesterday or today? So they added it so your bosun skill increases when you repair. That reminds me, we need to put some points here, don't we? Yeah, so let's put some points. We want our endurance to go up. We already have our one-handed throwing and athletics maxed, so let's go ahead and put some points down here. Let's get bosun. And geez, man, we need all 3 of these is the problem. Let's go mariner first. So mariner, and I have a guide that is literally like 95% done. I'll put the finishing touches tomorrow morning. But essentially, mariner helps you fight better on boats. If you don't have mariner skill and you have a really high combat skill character, you're not going to be fighting well on ships because you get a huge debuff while you're fighting if you don't have mariner leveled up. So obviously, if you're going to do a lot of naval combat and you want to use your personal character to do it, level this up really well. Bosun basically helps you reduces the damage that your ships take. Shipmaster makes you move faster on the water. So 10-second explanation of these, pretty easy. So we'll do that. Now, if you see here, we can repair ships. We should get some XP, and we did actually. We went up to level 17. That's huge. So I played for 6 years before the patch. I think I ended at level 15. So I'm so happy they fixed that. That is so nice because I was excited to try some of these perks and I couldn't get them leveled up. But yeah, that's way better now. Very, very good adjustment there. So anyways, how are you guys doing? See some new faces in here. So sorry, I'm trying not to ignore you guys, but I do want to keep this. Oh, I didn't record. Okay, we're recording. I hope they don't yell at me too much. I think I missed about 10 minutes of gameplay there, but it's early game stuff that's boring. We'll get some good stuff for them to use in their videos. All right, so here we go. We just captured a couple ships. Let's go ahead and sell them. So these light long ships, it's the same thing that we already have. But you'll notice here, if you have too many ships in the early game, you will get a debuff. We actually didn't hit the debuff though. I think we can have 5. But as soon as we get 6, we will go over our limit and we'll start getting a movement speed penalty. So we got to worry about that. But essentially here, we've got these long ships we can sell, 4,500, and we spent, like 4 grand or something like that on the repairs. So we get most of that. We get all of it back and then a little bit of a profit. You can see our workshops. I mentioned earlier the workshops are good. Look at these numbers. And this is early game. We're like 10 days into the campaign, so the economy still hasn't settled out completely, and we're already making very good money on these workshops. So, not too shabby there. Let's check and see if they've got some decent upgrades here. And also, let me get my chat back here. And yeah, I'm on US West. You're right. Yeah, this is a new character. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that save to work because the patches corrupted the file. It didn't corrupt the file, but it crashes after about 10-15 minutes. So not a big deal though. We'll get a new one. And like I said, that one was cheated from the start anyways because I wanted to get to the naval combat right away without having to show the early game stuff. But we'll do a legit one in the near future. Now we want to get all of our ships to have this sail upgrade. This is going to be key so that we can move fast. So we'll spend most of our cash on this. That puts us at 32k, so we don't want to spend too much more than this, maybe. I think we're okay. But yeah, I don't want to go close to 0. Let's see if they have any decent ore upgrades. They have the combat one, but not the campaign map one, so we'll wait on that. And I don't think it's worth it to spend the money on these just yet. I don't think we'll fight anybody where we'll end up using all of our projectiles anyways. We could get some shields, though. That's not too bad. Hey, Nam, what's going on, man? And Caden, what's up? So that's where you can buy sails. Yep. So this town is Diathma. I've noticed if you want to get the good upgrades, go down to Sanala. Sanala has, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, they have the sail upgrades and they have the ore upgrades. So the ore upgrades are the ones that give you movement speed as well as combat movement speed, and then the sails give you campaign movement speed as well. So Yeah, well, I'll be streaming to midnight, correct. Yeah, it's only 9:15 right now, so it's not that late, but to be honest, it's already past my bedtime. I'm usually sleeping because I've got young kids and they go to bed early, and so it's just easy to sleep with them. So I swear, if I fall asleep midstream, you'll know because my mouse isn't moving. I'll fall asleep for like 2-3 minutes. It happens sometimes when I'm recording, and then when I go into the editing, I'm like, what the hell was I doing there? I didn't move my mouse and I wasn't talking for like 2 minutes. It's like, okay, I remember I fell asleep in my chair. So hopefully that doesn't happen here. That'd be kind of funny though. How are the bosun and shipmaster leveling? Yeah, they're, well, bugs, I don't know, but bosun is leveling faster. Shipmaster is definitely, I did test that a little bit today. It's leveling faster as well. So the buffs, yeah, much better, much better. I don't know if they're fully, so I will say this. They doubled Shipmaster. I don't think doubling is enough. I think they might need to go a little further than that, but I can't really say for sure because I need to test it a lot more. But in my other run, I think I got up to level 40. So if you double the XP, it'll probably go up to like 60, 65, something like that. For 6 years of gameplay with just about maxed out focus points and attribute points in that skill, I don't think that's probably enough. What chair are you using? I'm using it's a Costco chair, actually. It's like one of those ones. It's kind of like the mesh front, the back and the bottom, so it keeps nice and cool. I'm in Southern California, so in the summertime it gets really, really hot here. We're looking for ore upgrades. They have only the crappy one, so yeah, we don't want to go here. All right, what we do want to do is fight. Oh, here we go. Yep, we'll take a fight with these guys. So we're gonna start our war here against all of the Empire people. Don't drive when tired, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's been instances where I was on the water sailing and then I just kind of sailed off into the distance. It's pretty funny. All right, I'm afraid I just don't like the cut of your jib. Yield or die, I like that. That's actually a good line. So I'll take my chances. We don't care. We're going to go to war with these guys. Let's take their ship. To level bosun, you should capture ships, repair them before selling. Yep, that's what we were doing. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go now. All right, now these guys have only one ship. So what we could do... Yeah, let's do something. I'm going to show you a little bit different tactic if you want to play. We obviously don't need to do this, but I'm going to just to show off a tactic here just because I think it's kind of cool. So in the Viking times, they had a technique where they would lash all of their boats together and they would form like one long, basically like one giant boat. You can do that here. So don't give your guys commands. Oh, we just got rammed by our own guy, didn't we? You can tell your guy to lash on, and then you can lash on yourself with the other boats. So we'll just go right here. Drag them in, boys. Don't let them out. Sometimes it's a little finicky. Like this one we can do for sure because we gave the command. There we go. Are they gonna... They will usually try to cut it loose, but you can just keep attaching it. It's not that big of a deal. There we go. Drag them in. They don't want to be our friend even though they're our ally. You idiots. Alright, anyways. We still got a little ways to go before the enemy gets here. What happens if we give them the attach command? I don't know if it disconnects this one or if it keeps both. Because we want to keep both of them. Yeah, we want to keep this one. They're cutting it loose? Yeah, they're cutting it loose. So, unfortunately, you can only do one at a time. I wonder if there's a way to do it, though. Can you... So, which ship is this? Is this 2 or 3? They're 3. Alright, 3. Follow me? Alright, what if we do 2? Oh my god. We're getting a little wonky donkey here. It's okay. We'll be fine. So yeah, you can lash at least 2 ships together. Usually they'll let you do it. I don't know, these guys seem to be hell-bent on not letting us do it. Once the enemy gets nearby, they will keep it though. Yeah, you can see they keep throwing it, but that's kind of funny. Can you walk at land? If you're on a naval battle, you can't walk on land. No, there'll be an invisible wall keeping you away from it. Alright, so here we go. Enemies coming in. They have 40 troops only, but they have the Naute and that line of troops, the Coast Guard and the shipmates. These guys are incredibly strong, so do not underestimate the Nalte. In my guide that I have coming out tomorrow, I think they're the best troop for boarding, so do not underestimate them. Their throwing weapons are pretty much one of the best, and they have 2 stacks, so we're gonna get pushed in the water. I knew it. Alright, that's okay. Good thing we know how to swim. We took swim lessons. So we can climb up on their boat from here. Alright, looks like we're doing okay. We have a few losses here. We just want to get... That's our own back. We want to make sure these guys stay alive. So I'm less interested in getting kills and more interested in preserving our troops. So let's just get in there and block, maybe. There we go. Ooh, man. Yeah, we want that archer. Yeah, see these guys, the Nalte? Look at how many freaking javelins. This guy's been throwing javelins the whole time. He still has 4 in his sack. That's crazy. There we go. We got it anyways. We took losses here. Oh, wow. Yeah, we took 8. So, like I said, you don't mess with these guys. The shipmate, the Nalte line, they're so good. They're more dangerous than the archers, 100%. I never would have thought that, but for sure. Ever been to Oceanside? I'll be there once a year, maybe. I know where it is. I probably have been there, but yeah, I can't remember anything specifically there. But yeah, I'm in the area. Yeah, I'm not too far. I'm like maybe an hour outside of Los Angeles, like downtown LA, so I'm not too far from that. And I know Oceanside, probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. No, it may be a little farther than that. They can resupply throwing weapons if the boat has the upgrade. Exactly. Yep. And that's in the later stages. It's a really good upgrade to have. So we want to take at least the shipmate Imperial Coast Guard, and we didn't get any Nalte, unfortunately. We'll have to upgrade these guys. We want to take them. The only problem here is the more. So if you're not aware how this works, recruiting prisoners basically gives you a set amount of conformity every hour to 1 stack of troops. So if you want to try and recruit these guys as quickly as you can, the best way to do it is to go down to 1 troop type and let all the conformity go to that specific troop type, and then you can recruit them faster. Otherwise, you can. It's RNG which one gets it. I wish you could select which unit gets the conformity first, so you could have all types and just recruit them as the ones that you want. So, but anyways. Yeah, if you're trying to get a lot of prisoners to use quickly, you don't want to go... It's better to have 10 of one unit type than to have 1 of 10 different unit types, if that makes sense. So, but anyways, yeah, these guys are really good. Get them as soon as you can. Even the lower tier have 2 stacks. So really, really good units to take. And then hook javelins we'll definitely use ourselves. This Zikurion. I probably butchered that, but that's a pretty good axe, but we actually have a better one. And then how much damage? This is 110. These are 96. So I think the ones we have are better. So we'll hang on to that. Now we probably want to get some companions here soon. So we will save some of this gear. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that looks much better. Proper armor there. Let's go ahead and actually... No, I do want to keep this though because it looks legit, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll keep our round shield as well, so we can keep the Viking theme, unless we get like a really good one. Now this one did not get sunk. Fortunately, this is worth quite a bit of money because it's a medium ship. Now we could also take it over and just use it. However, I don't really want to use this one. I'd rather stick to the long ships for now. So we'll probably just sell this one. Did we go over our limit? We should have enough skeleton crew. Now, if you're not sure, just hover your mouse over your troops over here and it'll tell you. So you can see lamb troop capacity, 85 out of 95. Skeleton crew, 85 out of 60. So we still have 20. We could even take another ship or 2. So we have 25 more than we need for the skeleton crew. And then total crew capacity, 164. We're not even close to that. So let's go ahead and level up here as well. We want to put a point into ship masters as well because we are getting XP by just sailing around. Need to get that leveled up fast. Probably not going to do a whole lot of shield bashing. Let's go handling. And then we want to get hit points for us and our troops. So that'll be our pick here. I think that's good. Let's keep moving. So we went to war with these guys. We can't use their port anymore. There is a... Let's see, there's one... Yeah, you know, oh, yeah, that brings up another point. So there's a neat little trick you can use. If you're not aware, your ship can be recalled to you at any port, and the maximum time it'll take is 6 hours. So it's actually really, really fast. So like if you leave your ship over here, you can go over here on land and then recall it, and it'll take only 6 hours. So pretty crazy. Did you talk to the devs to ask? No, so Bosun, they've added a couple things, but also, so anytime your ship does damage or takes damage, I believe it gives XP. But the main way you're going to level up now is by repairing ships. So you can see here, we have some of our own ships that took a tiny bit of damage. Let's actually keep moving while we're talking, so we're keeping this moving along nicely. As soon as you go into a harbor where you can repair it, you want to repair those ships, and it'll give you some decent bows and XP. So definitely repair everything you can. Fishing ship, we don't really need to go after at this point because we have our low tier ships covered, so we're good there. All right, let's go back to Varnavapol, and then we'll repair, dump this thing, and then we'll start working on trying to find somebody else. Do we know what this last update did? Yeah, so it balanced a few things. It gave you more XP for Bosun and what's the shipmaster. So these two skills got boosted. Bosun especially, this one is massively increased. So smithing is, yeah, smithing's pretty much still the same. Unless they change some stuff that I haven't gotten to yet. But yeah, it seems like it's still the same. All right, coming into port here. So like I said, if you ever, like let's say you want to go from here to Sibir, it might actually be faster to take land. So you can just leave your ship. No, sorry, Sibir is not a port. If there's like a port, let me see if there's a good example of that actually. What would be... Yeah, I guess like from Omor. Yeah, I don't know. You could probably get there pretty fast. But let's say if you wanted to go from Omor, you land your ship, but you wanted to start doing some stuff over here, but you didn't want to sail all the way around. You could just take the land route and then go to any port over here and recall your fleet, and they'll come to you. And I understand it doesn't cost you anything. So you're feeling also optimistic about the DLC? Yeah, absolutely. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I think the naval combat. So here's the thing. My opinion, Bannerlord always had a pretty solid early game. There's a decent amount of stuff to do. I feel like the mid game is where the best stuff in Bannerlord is, and then the late game kind of was lacking a little bit. I feel like this DLC mostly targets the mid game, making it even better than it already is, and there's more stuff to do in the late game. So it doesn't really help you for the early game as much, although I have a feeling maybe I just don't have enough experience. You can go off and attack fishing ships and stuff like that. So there is some early game content if you kind of know what you're doing. You do have to be a little bit more skilled to do it, though. I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner. But yeah, I think it's good. I enjoy it a lot. And like I said, I think it fixes some of the shortcomings that it had, like especially the late game. And so I think having naval combat in the late game is going to be a lot of fun. Moving around on the water is going to be much easier than taking the land routes when you have a massive army, because massive armies are actually pretty hard to move around on land. They're really slow and you can't really speed them up too much. But with boats, it's a lot easier. So, all right, let's go ahead and sell this bad boy. I think 13,500 is pretty good. It is a deep draft, so if we wanted to do some stuff on the deep oceans, we could end up stealing these and using them, but I think we'll stay true to our Nord Viking heritage here. We'll stick to the long ships for now. Now these ones have oars, but not the ones we're looking for, so I think what we'll do is sell that. We'll get a little bit of cash back. Actually, I forgot to check some other upgrades. Looks like they got rid of Tribesman throwing dagger. Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, that was a really good one to use for crafting. So I guess you got to get them the old-fashioned way now, which is fine. All right, we can take either some upgrades for crew melee damage, or we could wait to get the ones that give you reload. I don't know if I'd rather have the reload. I kind of rather have the crew melee damage, I think. 10% melee damage increase is huge. Yeah, the range when you press Alt, that one's pretty interesting. I can't really comment on the performance. I did get a new PC. This one's got a 5090. So I don't know. It's fine for me, but it's probably going to be fine for me in pretty much any game I play. So unfortunately, I can't really comment on that too much. I haven't heard anything bad about performance, and I feel like Bannerlord optimized pretty well over the last few years. So, but yeah, I don't know for sure. Was there any main non-sailing updates with this? Yeah, there were. The stealth system and stuff like that got changed. All right, so yeah, nothing here that. Well, actually, shoot. Do we want to take the crew melee damage? I think this is better. Seaworthiness is also pretty good. It'll reduce the damage that we take. But actually, now that I think about it, I'd rather have a low seaworthiness so we can damage our ship more. The more damage our ship takes, it'll cost us more, but we can get more bosun XP. So yeah, I think we don't want seaworthiness anymore until you get your bosun up to a very high skill. So we'll leave that. But I do think the crew melee damage is going to be a good option here. So why don't we do that? Yeah, and the cargo capacity for this ship, I don't really care about. So crew damage, it's going to cost us 5 grand. But I think it's worth it. And then we could probably do the same thing for our light long ship, I think. Does this one have it? Yeah, crew melee damage. It's a lot cheaper though because this is a dumpy little ship. This one doesn't have it, which makes sense. Let's at least get the worst shield upgrade here just so that we have something. Yeah, we want to have at least a little bit of protection there. So there's basically the money we got from selling that ship, which is good. Okay. I think we could probably sell some of this stuff. Actually, you know what we need to do is look for a companion. Okay, hand in the strong box. Your clerk at the brewery in whatever, well, I guess they didn't put the town name. I don't remember we have the brewery, but has been caught skimming from the funds. Luckily, it didn't take much, and he confessed. How do you want to prevent this from happening in the future? So we can increase our reputation, 30% chance of the workshop losing 10% of its revenue, 5%, guaranteed 5% loss, guaranteed 5% loss, or close-fisted. 30% chance of the workshop. Yeah, we don't want our workshop to lose any revenue, so we'll just be close-fisted because I don't really care about the traits too much. We are close-fisted too. I would say that's probably an accurate assessment. We don't have any companion here. We'll have to look. So let's keep going. I think what we'll do is head down to the Aserai area. There's a long coastal here with 2 Empire factions that we can raid, and then we could just go across the sea to sell the stuff. So I think we'll end up doing that. So let's head back this way. And if we come across any traded ships, I think the fishing ships we'll just leave alone. They're probably not worth our time. But trade ships will attack. Any pirate ships that have decent amount of troops we can attack as well. What do we want to do here? We have room for 10 because we've lost a few people. Let's wait to recruit. Actually, let's wait. Yeah, I'd rather get some of the better troops than the low tier pirates, but we'll see. Will you sink if your ship takes enough damage on the campaign map? Yeah, I think it does actually, because when you go to 0, or if you lose your ship and you're still at sea, there's a little pop-up that puts you on a raft, and then you automatically sail to the closest. Like right here, we would automatically sail over here and just land on the shore. So yeah, when you lose your ship, you lose it, and they kick you off to the coastline. So don't do that if you can help it. Definitely don't want to do that. Now it looks like our shipmaster is leveling slower than these other 2, so I'd rather put the points into here first. And also, movement speed is really important to have on the water. It sucks having to chase people for like 3 days. So if you have a little bit more movement speed, it helps. Let's see. Amrit, finally caught you live. I'd like to thank you for all your help. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad you can catch this one. I know I don't usually stream this time. We're doing a sponsored stream today for the release of War Sales, so they're paying me to stay up late, way past my bedtime. So if I sound a little out of it, it's probably because I'm half asleep. But I've played this game enough. I think I could play this in my sleep and still do decently enough. So hopefully it's still interesting and entertaining. So just ask the tavern keeper where the companions. Yeah, that's probably true. I should have done that. Although I don't really want to go inland, so we'll probably stop off at every town along the way anyways. Wish you could delegate some of the ship skills. Oh, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think how that would be implemented differently, but no, I don't. I think it's doable actually. Yeah, because there's nothing in here that's really like there's certain things you can't delegate, like leadership and charm. There's no perks in here that are kind of like that, so I feel like it's already balanced nicely for that. That's a good idea. Maybe you could have specific companion types that can do it, whereas the regular companions can't. So maybe there's like a note you'd have to get a Nord or somebody that has. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that will work, but it'd be interesting. Is there no way to store ships? Oh, good question. Not that I'm aware of. No, not that I'm aware of. And I've tried to buy more than one fleet, and you can't do it. It just says you already have a fleet. So like if I land right here. And then I go on land and I go to a port and try and buy another set of boats, it says that you don't have the option to do it. You just have to recall your ship. So do you know if the DLC breaks mods? I haven't tested it yet because I don't even want to mess with it until I get the sponsor stream done. Once this thing's done, so starting tomorrow, I might try a couple. Oh, here we go. These guys we're not at war with yet, but we are going to be soon. So we might as well just ambush them. Let's go ahead and take some more troops. Let's get these guys in the correct order. Yeah, see, it's tough. They don't have shields. So they're going to die really fast, unfortunately. Yeah, that sucks. But you know what? They're free, so we might as well do it. You could have a navigator for the ship sailing speed skill. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that'd be a really good idea. So here, let me finish this thought here before we fight these guys. We'll fight them. Let me just finish this thought first though. If you go to your tab here, you can have up to 6 companions total. Now remember, you need companions for governors, you need companions to run other parties, and you need companions to run your most important roles, right? So if you were to have all 6 roles covered, or technically 7, right? Because if you go to your party here, we don't have anybody, so I can't show it. But you have a quartermaster. I'll show you right here. So you have these 3, and you have scouting, right? So you need 4 here. If you need another 3 to do that, now you have 7. If you want to delegate everything, you need 7. So I think if they did that, they would have to raise the companion limit a little bit. And the companion limit is too damn steep. I would love to see them loosen this up a little bit, because having companions is actually really fun to play with. I like to use mods that increase your companion limit to the max, so you could just have all companions. It's literally like the only way that I'll play Bannerlord now if I do like a really long campaign or like a fun challenge run. I love doing companion runs. It's just so much fun for me. And they're not necessarily OP if you adjust it properly. Oh, get back here, you little bastard. But yeah, I think if they made the companion limit a little higher, maybe made them a little bit weaker or something, I don't know, you could probably balance it out properly. But all right, I'm not interested in trading. Hand over all your stuff. Give me all your ish. So we've got 2 medium ships actually. Wow. Yeah, these guys are loaded. This is not going to be an easy fight though. They have similar numbers and they have a lot of archers here. You can see 27 ranged. So we're going to take some losses here. Should just cost extra upkeep to go past companion. That's a very good balance. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe it can get exponentially more expensive the higher above you go. That'd be an interesting way to balance it out. All right, how do we approach this here? So we have to be very careful with our little trader ship here, because it's not good in combat at all. If we look at the wind, we probably want to be upwind as much as possible. So let's put these guys upwind. And in the back if we can, actually. You get back here. You kind of get over here. And then we're just going to sail straight at them. I don't really care about the wind because we don't need the sails. We're just going to row straight into them. Hey, Unreal Cow, what's going on, man? Okay, what do we want to do here? Let's just start rowing. We'll think while we go. So, that little ship on the end, I feel like, is a perfect target for these guys. So I'm going to get maybe 20 or 30 seconds in, and then we'll send them in. I don't want to send them right now because we want to take most of the damage. We want to take most of the attention away from them with our main ship here. And then these little guys can come in and help clean up a little bit. Let's go ahead and do it now. So we're going to send them. Both of them are going to engage. So Blackfish and White Martin will engage that little ship on the right. We need to do something here. Shoot. I don't know if this medium ship is going to turn and try and engage us. Do you know how to get archers to use fire arrows? There's an upgrade. Yeah, there's an upgrade that you have to get for the boat that allows them to shoot fire arrows. Yeah, just go to the towns and look at the upgrades that give you the extra ammo. If you look in there, or no, maybe it's a different one. There's an upgrade there that'll give you. Okay, we're gonna ram these guys. Oh, good ram. And we're gonna stay attached to them. Let's go ahead and board these guys if we can. Oh, no. I think that medium ship is actually not going after us. So what I'd rather do, just push this idiot out of the way. If you want to check on the HP for the ships, hold tab and then hover your mouse over here. It'll show you the current HP. I don't want this guy. I want the medium ship. Get out of my way, dude. Oh, crap. This is the exact opposite of what we wanted to have happen. All right, we need to back up a little bit. We'll do some fancy sailing here. Now, good thing is, they don't seem to be going after our lighter ships. So let's go ahead and board this guy. Yeah, that's actually really good. We distracted them. We're getting a 2v1 on there against their smallest ship, which is perfect. Let's get off here and start lobbing some javelins at these guys. Now, javelins should own the archers. Let's get our javelins off. There we go. Headshot. Oh my god, we're getting hit hard. Yeah, we gotta be careful here. There we go. Stand back behind our shield wall. Oh man. It's hard to aim sometimes because the seas are a little choppy. Oh, hit him in the ankles. Alright, we should just get in there. Don't do it. Get off my nuts, dude. There we go. Alright, and that guy's already dead. We had to block 2 directions at once. Oh, we only lost 5 so far. Wow. Oh, I love doing this. Is that ours? Nope, that's not ours. We don't have javelins. There it is. I don't know why, but I love spearing people when they're in the water. It's like spearfishing. I've never been spearfishing, so this is like my way of doing it. But yeah, we just dome that guy in the water. They will usually, if they're in the water, they don't count when you get to the end of the battle. If it's mid-battle, they will crawl up and you can still kill them. But hey, Dr. FL, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good night. Would crossbows do better than bows here because of how long you could just hold the aim? I think it probably would from a character standpoint. The reload is slower on crossbows though, so overall your damage is still going to be less. I feel like it would be. I don't know, maybe that's not accurate, but I feel like it would be. You'd probably still be better off using bows if they have comparable skill. So, but the other thing is, crossbows are really good against armor, so maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a good test. I think they both do pretty well though. But you can see here, the bows, they did get some kills. I believe these are the archers. Craven Master is melee. Oh boy, I can't remember which one's which. But yeah, but you can see they didn't get a lot of kills. So, wait, how did they have 8 kills? Oh, because we only had 3 injuries. But you could see they didn't do that well because they don't have shields. And literally all the throwing weapons that we have just completely smashed them to bits. Yeah, these guys are both ranged, so they didn't get that many kills actually. So pretty good. I'm happy with our results there. We did get roguery for that. Very happy they added that as well. I That doesn't look as good as the other one, but it looks decent, and it's better armor, so we will take it. These guys have a lot of stuff. I don't think we can take all of it, actually, so let's go one by one. We'll take the weapons, the armor, and... Dude, the horses are so heavy. Yeah, we still have room, actually. This might be too much. So we just barely have enough. Look at that. Yeah, cargo capacity on water is very limited, I feel like, if you don't have the right ship types. But, oh, we got a Dow. This is going to give us some cargo capacity, though, so that'll help. We might switch. No, I don't think we'll switch, actually. 3250. I think this just has an upgrade. No, it doesn't, actually. It has 3250 base. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, the Dow is decent, but our NAR can hold a little more people, but less troops. Yeah, we'll sell this thing. It's essentially the same thing, so not a big deal. Recommend a good starting guide for this. Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to do. That's a tough one. I'm on vacation, play Bannerlord for 3 days. The game is amazing. Nice. Some fixes. Yeah, the fixes for the Nord were huge, I feel like. So they changed their armor. Let's go over that real quick, actually. So... if you looked at this before, they had a bunch of these guys that didn't have helmets. They still don't have helmets on that guy. They had put... yeah, this I don't like. I don't know if that's an oversight, but they need to put a helmet on that guy. A tier 4 unit, elite unit, should probably not have a bald head. But yeah, I think they just missed it. That's fine. I'll report it and they'll probably patch it. But these guys have helmets. These guys have helmets. Yeah, all of them have it, except for that one. But they used to have... no hand armor, and then the chest armor was only around 30, so they upped it to the proper amount. They're very strong now, definitely where they should have been. So this is I would say mostly fixed. Yeah. Is it just RNG which ships you capture? I don't know. I don't think it's RNG. I think it might have to do with the order that they are in. I'd have to test it. But yeah, I kind of wish they switch it back to what they had before and just make ships less expensive. Or that you make less money when you sell them, because I'd rather capture like 4 ships that are all damaged rather than one ship that's, you know, medium damage. I'd rather have a bunch of ships to pick from. There we go. So bosun skill, we got our first bosun perk. We can do minus cost for ship upgrades, which I don't care about, or minus 30% to ship repair costs. I don't care about this too much either, but oh, actually, I'd have to think about this. So, I'll come back to that in a second. I'll tell you why I'm a little hesitant on picking that. We will probably do some raiding. So let's increase our raiding speed with that roguery perk. And then we want to go melee weapon handling. Plus, we get extra loot when we defeat merchant convoys. So that one's really good. We have another point to spend. Let's put it into endurance. And we're still, man, yeah, this thing is hard to level up. So we'll put another point into Shipmaster. Maybe max this one out first. So here's the thing. I remember when the way they program some skills to increase, they tie it to the cost. And so I'm a little hesitant here. I'm wondering if this ship repair cost reduces the XP you get for bosun. And I don't want to have that. So I don't know. I'd have to test it out. I really hope they tied the bosun XP gain to the actual HP that is being repaired and not the cost. So, I don't know. We'll take a chance. We'll just take it. Because we're going to do a lot of repairs, so saving money on that would be kind of nice. But anyways, that's something to consider. I'll have to talk to the devs, or I'll probably just do some testing and see it. I'll see it for myself. But yeah, something to consider there. You can take down 100 plus units by sinking a ship at distance. Yeah, you can. Yep, with that catapult you can install in the front. It's pretty good. Let's also check for ore upgrades here. I don't think Vlandia has any good upgrades here for the ores. They don't. No. Oh yeah, we gotta sell the Dow. So this one is worth 3,900 at full repair value, but yeah, we spent a decent amount to repair it in the first place, but that's fine. We need the XP. We could do a tournament here. Tayal horse. It's not a good item, but we will do the tournament to get some XP. And we could sell the item too, actually. So we don't have a good combat character, so we're gonna have to figure this out. Oh, don't get shot in the face. Gonna hide behind Urundulf. This is gonna be a rough one, I'll be honest. I don't have a whole lot of faith that we're gonna be able to win this. Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. Alright, can we get here without getting shot? He's not aiming at us, so that's good. We'll go nice and wide. You don't see me. He's got a helmet that blocks his vision, his peripheral. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright, let's keep betting. I got a feeling we're gonna do alright here. We need to go in and help our guy. Now, if he starts to go down, we just back out and run, because we don't want to fight a 2v1. Alright, block and attack the guy that's not defending. There we go. And try and get a 2v1 as best you can. There we go. Alright, we're good. We can lose this and still advance. Oh, snap. Alright, so we want to block. Yeah, let our buddy... Oh, he backswing blocked us. There we go. Alright, we're good. I can't believe I just missed that. Can't believe I just missed that. Alright, we are not doing mounted combat. Instead, we'll just stab him. We'll be able to finish him off from here, yep. Okay, last one. We're not going to bet because he's not going to give us much money. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. If he overhand attacks, we're not going to be able to block very well, and we're going to get a crush through.
Die, dog!
Yep, there it is. I can't do anything about it. He could just permanently crush through. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. Yep, I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. We lost right at the finish line, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. The crush through is RNG based, and he's got way better stats than we do. We are literally a starting character. We have 15 polearm skill, and I don't know, we were probably at 40 athletics, so not very good. How do you brace stance with spear? So you need to make sure you're holding a spear that is able to be spear braced with two hands. So if you have a shield out, mouse wheel down to put your shield away, and then stop moving, and then press X, and that'll allow you to spear brace. So, let's see, Leo, love your war sales content. What's the best formation or tactics for using Nord troops in land battles? I would say anything shield wall related is really good. I've had really good success with a shield wall, or if you're dealing with cavalry or archers from different angles, square formation is actually really good now. They fixed the square formation maybe a patch or two ago. It's really good with the Nords, actually. I've had a lot. I've won battles that I probably should have lost normally, but because the square formation was solid, we were able to take down the cav by themselves, and then yeah, it was pretty good. Crush through yourself. Yeah, we could have tried the crush through, but we don't have very good stats, so I don't have a lot of confidence that we would have gotten too much of it, to be honest. But I don't know, maybe it is based on the weapon and not your personal stats as much. But that's all right. We didn't need the win, but it would have been nice to win that. Oh, gotta go back through the port so we can go out this way. All right, we are still looking for sails or for oars. But let's keep on heading south. For Nord troops only, do melee range. Yeah, you can't have cav with Nords because they don't have them. I haven't tried circle formation. That's a good point. I haven't tried that yet. That'd be interesting. It was never the strongest formation in the earlier patches when it was actually really good to use those. But I've always had better luck with square. But with that said, circle can be decent if you don't want to have any of those corners, because the corners can get picked off pretty easily. Hivalvik has the oars? Okay. Yeah, I know Sinala also has the oars, and we don't have to take any damage going across the sea, so I'll probably just keep going this way. But good to know that they have the oars. I don't usually go to Hivalvik to buy stuff. I usually just go there to take their land. So that's good to know. Alright, nothing good here. We need to check for companions, though. Nice. Samar. He does have some stewardship skills, so we'll use him. Well now, stranger. And this dude is... What are you good at combat-wise? So stewardship skill is going to work out for us for sure. He's got decent one-handed and hopefully throwing. Where's throwing? Throwing is 57. That's not great. 66 bow. Actually, we need to check his actual stats first. So it's the same here. He's got focus points, none into throwing, so that's going to be a problem. We might want to give him ranged weapons then instead. Probably a crossbow. Somebody was mentioning crossbow earlier. I think that's probably the right call, actually, is to go crossbow with this guy. So let's just give him what he needs for that. We'll let him keep the sword. Well, obviously, we'll give him a better one, actually, but... Or... Probably need to give him an axe if he's going to be Viking-like. He doesn't look very Viking to me, but he can still be a Viking. All right, we want a crossbow. We haven't gotten any yet, so let's see if they have it here. I mean, this is Vlandia. They have to. Oh, it's terrible, though. A light peasant crossbow. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of choice, so we're just going to take it. They don't even have bolts. Yeah, luckily we have one stack that we looted, so that'll work. All right, and then for armor, let's go ahead and give this guy the best of what we got. Actually, the leather armor is less valuable, but it's better stats. Let's give this guy the best of what we can get. Hand covering, some boots. He looks a little more Viking-like now. That's fine. We need to find another stack or another quiver for the crossbow here, but let's go ahead and assign him. Now this will allow us to have a better quartermaster now. We don't even need the troop capacity yet, though, so maybe we can have him be a surgeon temporarily. What is our skill? 16. I checked the wrong thing. We do have a point in a medicine, and I want to get this leveled up, so maybe we'll keep the medicine skill to ourselves just until we can get that leveled up. So, yeah, that's fine. We'll put him as a quartermaster for now. And that increases our party up to 124. That's really good. Yeah, we'll take that. Frustrating that you can't find a bow below 15 still in the Nord area. Oh, I haven't noticed that. That's interesting. I'm not using mods yet. No, I haven't tried them. I'm hoping they still work, but I'm doubtful. But I can't wait to see what people do with the mods and with the C stuff, because I mean it's good as it is, but I feel like the modding community is going to make some crazy stuff, and it's going to be really good. So some people have some fun, some don't. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's I guess true for a lot of things in life, right? All right, let's keep heading south. Is there anybody else we can raid? Ooh, sea raiders. No, we'll leave them alone. So we are looking for any Empire caravan, and we'll probably attack them. Harmony and Butterlib don't work. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, and all the other ones they're relying on that. So I mean, I think everybody knew that was going to take time for everything to catch up. But on the bright side, like I said, there's a lot of stuff to work with now. So yeah, the Naute are, in my opinion, the best naval troop that you can get. Probably even better than the Nord Huskarl. I would have to run some tests. Maybe they're not, but I feel like with a little bit of navigation, you could probably outperform these guys with the Naute. They're definitely my favorite unit to use, and we'll be stacking these guys up as best we can. We already took a few of them as prisoner, so we'll be upgrading them when we can. But yeah, 100% agree with you on that. All right, managed fleet. Let's see if we got the ores. I don't think so, though. Do you have workshops up or run? Yeah, we do. Yeah, workshops are much better now. Way better. And yeah, there's no ores here. Let's keep moving. If you look at our workshops, we have 4 of them. The worst ones are still producing about 150. The best ones producing close to 500. The workshops are way better. Way better now. Yeah, the Huskarl are good. The problem is they use throwing axes. So if you get a group of Nalte, they're going to completely stomp them because their javelins are so strong and they have 10 of them. The throwing axes... How many throwing axes do they have anyways? I forgot to check. So these guys have a single stack of 5. So the Nalte have twice as much ammo on a projectile that goes farther and faster and does more damage. So there you go. The Asteroid Mariner is, if I recall, a bow, right? The Asteroid Mariner is not that good. The other one that needs to be looked at that is also pretty good is the Botania one. Actually, I haven't used it and I haven't seen them in combat, but oops. But I feel like they're really good. So if you look at them, they're almost a carbon copy of the Nalte. They have the hook javelin as well, 117 pierce damage. They have 2 stacks of them. So these guys could also potentially be really good, and their face paint makes them look legit. So I would be pretty terrified fighting these guys. Their armor is decent, just like the Nalte. It's kind of like mid-tier armor, so no surprise there. They're not going to win in melee against other units, but like I said, you don't really want these guys in melee as much as you want them to throw their weapons. And on naval combat, you only have a handful of people fighting at the front, and the rest of them are on the flanks throwing their javelins. So you generally want to have the javelins. They nerfed the Javelin of Britannia. These ones are, I believe, the same, right? The Nalte has the same hook javelin. Nalte... Yeah, hook javelin. It's the same as the Nalte. And they have the same skill. So they look functionally equivalent. So 130 throwing. If we go back, these guys are also 130 throwing. No, 140 throwing. These guys are actually better. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so these might actually be better than the Nalte. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew these guys were good. I just don't have access to them. Like, I can find the Nalte much easier than I can find the Skipari. But if you just take a bunch of volunteers and bring them up to this level, you could potentially bring them all up to here. This is really good. Damn. Oh, it was the Jareed? Okay, got it. Yeah, the Jareed is insane, man. That definitely needed to be nerfed. These are still really good. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to test that out at some point. All right, we are going to take damage. You know what? Let's go through because we will get some bosun XP. We're at 25, 124 XP. Let's see how much we get just traveling through the storm. Yeah, go ahead. Do your damage. We'll pay for it. We have cash. All right, so we went from 124 XP up to 245, so about 100 XP just going through that. Do we have a point? We do have a point to spend. Put another point into Shipmaster. All right, we're going to go down the right side here. Oh, boy. No, we're not going to fight 2 Corsair. We could fight this armed convoy, but I don't think we want to do that either. Let's get down there, repair our ship, and get our upgrades so we can move a little faster. Yeah, the Nexus is probably going to be the place to go for the mods. I do like the Steam Workshop, but I just feel like you have more control over the mods when you do it yourself manually. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt, but I feel like it's probably worth it. All right, there we go. So that gave us... You definitely get more XP from repairing ships than you do going through a storm, but I guess you can take damage by going through the storm and then just going back to repair it. The other thing you could do is you could just buy a bunch of light ships, just sail around here for a couple turns, get your ships down low, and then go back in, repair it, and then go back out. Interesting. Okay, I'm coming up with some ideas here for how to level that up fast. So I wonder how much XP you get if it's tied to the HP that you lost or the value of the repair, because if it's just the HP lost... I haven't checked to see if the repair scales with the ship type or if it's just strictly the HP. Because if it's I wonder if you could just buy a bunch of crappy light boats that are really cheap to repair, go out and like take a bunch of damage, sail back in, repair it, go back out, damage, come back in, repair it, and you could just do that. I mean, that would give you both shipman and bosun, so that'd be kind of interesting. I had to start a new run, unfortunately, because my saves were no good. The patches made it so you can't load the old saves. You can load them, but they're only good for about 15-20 minutes, and then you'll run into a crash. So pretty standard, though. I mean, anytime you get a patch, it usually messes with your save file. So not a big deal. I just went in and created one that's kind of similar. All right, this is not the place that we want to go to, though. We want to go to Sonala. This place has the best upgrades, I feel like. Hey, Archie, what's up, man? Oh, I forgot to check for companions. Always use retinue mods to create my own soldier loadouts. Yeah, that's a good one. And nice, we got a scholar. This guy will be good for either medicine, steward, or engineering. He could probably do all three.
Aye.
Aye. Let's see what his stats are here. So, Thukasis, the scholar, kind of looks like I don't remember his name, but looks like an actor. All right, we've got, yeah, 5 points into intelligence. That's quite good. He's actually got a lot of points into steward already, and I think more than this guy. Yeah, this guy's already maxed, so I'll probably switch this out. And then this guy can be not a very good surgeon, actually, only 62. Could be an engineer. Could be a scout. He could be a lot of things, but he's actually not very good at any of them. He's more of a combatant anyways, so that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and swap this out. Did you notice on the troop tree there are 2 Britannian Skipari? Yeah, the reason they do that is because there's 2 ways to get to that troop. It's the same troop. Yeah, if you look at it, same stats, same equipment, but there's 2 ways to get there. So, for example, if you pick up some troops, let's say your companions are upgrading troops. And the only way to get to it would be maybe this way, right? Because the River Raider has the Mariner trait, but this one doesn't. If you pick up troops, or let's say you convert prisoners, right? And you're getting a bunch of veteran skirmishers, you still have the option to get to here without having to go back and go to the skirmisher route, like just deleting the unit and hiring from scratch. So I'm really happy they did this. They did this in several other trees as well, where you have more than one route to get to these troops. So you don't get locked out just by going down a different tree. So I really like that they did that. I kind of wish they did that with other troops as well. Maybe some of the regular troops, it'd be kind of nice to have that. Just to give you more options. Because sometimes you hire units, like you'll hire a veteran skirmisher, but you really want to go down this route. And if you only had one way to get it, you would basically just fire this guy. So, pretty good. Oh yeah, I was going to look at this guy's combat stats here. So he has no throwing, a tiny bit of crossbow, absolutely no combat stats whatsoever. This guy is a dumpster fire in terms of combat, but he'll be a good steward. So let's go ahead and get him outfitted. Hopefully they have, yep, they do have a crossbow. Now this one looks like it's a bit better. Oh, it's a lot better. Heavy peasant crossbow, but I think it's slower, maybe slower reload. Yeah, slower reload. The accuracy's better. The missile speed's higher, so I'd rather just have the heavy peasant crossbow. So what I'm going to do, light bolts as well we'll take. So this guy can have the better one. Let's go ahead and give him, because he's a better combatant anyways. Light bolts has an extra 2, so we'll give it to this guy. And then you can have these. All right. What about armor? He's going to need good armor because he's probably going to get dumped on here. He's not very good at fighting. And then some arm pads, and that'll do it. We also need to get him a better axe here. Yeah, that'll work. You could just buy extra cargo ships and not, yeah, you don't have to take him into combat. Exactly. Yep. You just need to make sure you have enough skeleton crew for those, so you don't take the minus penalty for movement, but otherwise it's pretty good. Is throwing viable now, or is bow still just better? Yeah, so that's a tough one. I personally think bow is a little bit better, but throwing is much more viable now. The only problem is everybody on boats tend to have they tend to have a lot of shields. So it's not always that easy. Yeah, it's not always that easy to get lots of good hits. The thing is, if you camp that little bridge between where your ships are connected, you can usually get some good flanking shots there. So that's actually a decent spot. But then the same thing, you could do the same thing with bow, right? You could just stand there and shoot people in the head when they try and cross. So I don't know, but yeah, I would say throwing is probably more viable now that boats are a thing. Because like I said, my personal opinion is troops that have javelins and shields are better than troops that have just bow and arrow. Because once you get in close, the arrows just get chewed up completely. What the hell is that? That's a oh, they changed their flag, the Gilmen. It looks a little different now. Here's another pirate fleet. We could fight these. Actually, let's fight it so we can make a little bit of cash. Let's get our troops back up. Yep, we're good. Fight these guys. We'll take the boats and sell them at Sinala.
Ahoy, you! Keep your distance or our sails will foul!
Yeah, what is fleet capacity tied to? Is clan rank or some stat? I don't know. I haven't tested it. I feel like it might be clan tier. I'm not 100% sure on that. There are some perks that you can get that increase your capacity as well. I believe it's Shipmaster, if I'm not mistaken. Where are you? No, I don't think it's Shipmaster, actually. Is it Bosun? Yeah, ship command limit. Here we go. Port authority, +1 ship command. And then you get another one over here, although this is ship command limit of ships in battle. So I don't know. I guess there's a different one. Are spears still bad? I would say they're still not that great. Not that great. Hey Strat, just by looking at the map, do you think the asteroid will ever get taken over? Yeah, they will. I think they will. So I have noticed that the AI is pretty good about getting in their boats and traveling across the water. In the previous run that I had, the asteroid took Havalvik in that little island in the northwest. They took it within 2 years. So yeah, they definitely seem decent. Bosun is currently bugged where you don't get an XP if you're level 0 unless they fixed it. So you can just give yourself like 10 levels in the skill in the console and start leveling it. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't noticed that. Check Mariner for ship command limit. There's another one in there. Okay, yeah. Well, so Sean, I haven't been playing that much. So yeah, I mean, if it's still, I said before I even started playing with this patch, I feel like it's probably not enough. It probably still needs more. I have a feeling that way, but I would need more time to make that like a final assessment on that. But yeah, I feel like maybe Shipmaster might need to be a little bit more tuned, a little heavier. Complaining that rivers have spoiled the game. I don't know, man. You got to be careful with reviews. If it's from somebody that's played the game for like 1,000 hours, maybe a little bit more valid. But I feel like there's a lot of people that they play for like 100 hours and they get used to playing a very specific way. And then when the game takes that very specific way out, and then they have to switch up their game style and they don't know how to, then they're like, oh, this game sucks, like you can't do anything anymore. It's like, no, you can't do anything anymore because you don't know what you're doing. So just be careful. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some valid complaints, but I think overall, I think the DLC is quite good, actually. I've had a lot of fun with it, so yeah, and I think it's pretty reasonably priced too. I mean, if you look at a lot of the other DLCs that other games add, it's basically just reskins and stuff. This is like from the ground up. Like, there's nothing in the base game that looks anything remotely like this. They had to build this from scratch. So, pretty crazy. Let's get in here and try and get this 24 boat. Let's see. Andrew, what's up, man? Sorry, I'm in the middle of combat here, but I do see you. Glad to see you covering the new stuff. Yeah, I've got to... Oh, man, these guys got past me. I'm an idiot. It's not good. We got to catch up to our boys here. Yeah, Fiend Champion with River Raider combo. Yeah, I could see that being pretty good. Oh, our guy already got killed. Look at that. 2 Cassis already got destroyed. Alright, I don't want to raid my own guy. Let's get to this fat ship over here. These two, maybe we can separate. Yeah, let's just butt our way in. Let's go ahead and board this thing if we can. Board that bad boy. Oh, we're taking losses, man. We are taking some losses. Alright, let's get some javelins. If we can. Can we board? These guys are doing some damage, man. Oh, you're good, man. You're good. No, I messed that up. It wasn't you. I got the wrong weapon out, don't I? I got 2 stacks. I forgot to switch twice. All right, this is a nice. Oh man, that didn't do as much damage as I thought it would, but that hurt. All right, here we go. They're boarding us from their other ship. Get out of here, you little rat. Alright, this guy's trying to throw the hook, which is good. That means he's not attacking us. Hey, back off. I want the kill. I don't need your help. You rat bastard. Alright, we lost 9 there. Who's doing all the damage here? The warriors? I gotta see what their loadout is. I have a feeling it's probably the javelins, because the javelins are pretty tough, man. They do have the height advantage, you're right. That was kind of tough. But, yeah, and look at the only units that got killed, for the most part, were our archers. So like I said, you can do really well with archers, but you have to treat them differently. So you can't just go in. You're better off just staying at distance. We don't have enough archers to stay at distance and do that, though, so... That's alright. That's alright. Yeah, we got a little bit of XP there. Ooh, nice. Shipmates. They have prisoners, and these guys are really good. That'll be Nalte in a little bit of time. Get them upgraded. And then, do we want to take the... Oh, actually, the warrior got the kills, not the chief. The chief's the top tier one. Now, the only problem is these guys have 1 stack of javelins and no shield. These guys do have only 1 stack, but they do have the shield. Do we want to take... Oh, no, they do have a shield. I'm sorry. Guess we could take them as well. They seem decent enough. It's going to dilute our XP because we're having more units to spread it across, but I think it's probably worth it. We need to make sure we have a decent pool to recruit from. We got pirate leather. Maybe that'll go well on one of our companions? No. Nope, it's all junk. Alright, hopefully we get some ships. Wow. At least we got the medium one, but yeah, it kind of sucks. I was hoping to get those other ships as well. Alright, this one is 1400. Why does this thing look like a trader vessel, but it doesn't really have trader stats? Medium. Yeah, only 1400 cargo. It does have a very high troop capacity, though. 60 is pretty good. And I like that the skeleton crew is only 18, so you could definitely use this. Maybe... No, it doesn't have enough cargo capacity. We need... This thing's got 3,000. We need more than 1,400, I think. Okay, well, we'll go repair it and sell it. Let's see. Hopefully it's worth some money. Hey, Chino, yeah, what's up? Alright, Sonala, here we come. Let's get our ores. Full repair, we get bosun XP. And Sandbook. So we're going to sell this one for 12.6. What did we spend on repairs? Like 3 grand. So pretty good profit there. Yeah, not bad at all. And we probably need to get rid of some stuff because we are starting to get a little heavy here. Let's make sure we don't sell any of our food though. Oh, we actually have a good selection. Yeah, that's good. Put up our hogs. And dump the rest. 15k, Jesus. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff from that trader that one time. That was pretty good. Is your shoulder piece and bracer new armor? Yeah, it's new. These are raider pieces too, so these are actually from pirates. So it fits the theme as well. Yeah, they're all blinged out because we jacked it from somebody. That's pretty cool. All right. What else are we doing? I guess we can get rid of the mounts. We don't really need them. They're just taking up cargo space. And we do need to save some armor and some of this other stuff because we don't have all of our companions yet. So let's see if there's another one. Oh boy. Market manipulation. So as you come to town, the merchant Khalisa, the spice trader, makes you an offer. See, if you claim that you found it wreckage looted by bandits, the price of the gold would rise considerably. You offer to pay 1,000 dinars. So we're basically going to, yeah, we're going to commit some kind of crime here. So this one, erupt in anger. Oh, we can turn her in, I guess. We can make more money, or we could just accept it the way it is. 100 trade XP. We aren't really using trade, so that's not that big of a deal. But raise demand of trade goods by 10%. Yeah, we'll take more money. Let's extort them for another 1,000. We're impulsive and devious. That sounds about right. All right, here we go. This is what we came here for. We should be able to get our sail upgrades here. Or sorry, the oars. Oh, they don't have it. Interesting. In my other runs, they had it here. Or maybe it's only for specific ships then. I feel like the ore upgrade should be good for... Oh, yeah, see, this one has it. Oh, no, we already have that. Okay, so yeah, it's not here. Interesting. I thought maybe what they had here for inventory in terms of upgrades would be the same across all playthroughs, but I guess not. Won't trade come in handy with workshops and selling prices? It would, yeah. I just don't want to put any points in there because I'd rather have the points down here. But now that your workshops give you trade XP, it's definitely worth it to put a couple points into here. I don't know that it's worth it to get all the way up to max this out with social and 5 points. But if you put a couple focus points in here, there's some decent perks in here. So the one that I would say you'd want to rush. Where are you? Yeah, this one right here. So if you can get to 125 and have workshops here, you can easily level up your clan tier. And since you're getting XP from trade anyways, you basically buy the workshops, get the XP up to here, and then you'll start converting that into renown as well. So really good to have. There's also a Steward XP or a Steward perk here, 20% production rate for owned workshops. This is, if you're going to do workshops, make sure you at least have level 75 because it's really, really nice. It gives you a big bonus. Yeah, workshops give trade XP. I haven't tested it, but I suspect caravans also give you XP. I would have to test it, but I'm pretty sure they give you XP as well now. So really nice change. I'm glad they did that. All right, let's keep going. Do they have an inland? Yeah, Oscar. I haven't gone to this place yet, so let's travel down there and see if they have any decent stuff. Does PC Marshals run stable? Yep, I haven't really had... I'm trying to think if I had any crashes that weren't related to like patching and playing on different patches, but I don't think I had any crashes actually. Yeah, it's been very stable for me. Good morning, Clean. What's up, man? Good time to block the rivers and Chicon, yeah. Yeah, you can create some pretty nasty choke points here. Especially, so like, this is a really good choke point right here. I know you can't see it because of the storm, but there's only one way in and one way out of this whole area. So any trading ship that came in here, they have to go through here. So you could just create a blockade right here, chase them down and go back, create a blockade, chase them down, and then sell all your stuff to Kuyaz. It's pretty good. You got to 125 trade skill with a single trade convoy companion. Interesting. Yeah, so I think trading ships are going to be really good. I'm not going to buy them in this one because we're going to go to war with these guys, and I have a feeling they'll probably just go right in there. I don't know. I got to mess with it, but we'll see. So it seems that companions can gain everybody gains shipmaster, but I don't think it applies to your ship. It only applies the party leader applies their bonus. So hey Lucian, what's up, man? All right, let's check for the ore upgrades. Can you sail in the Botania Lake? No, you can't get there. No, it's an inland lake. This does have some upgrades, but not the ones we're looking for. We will keep moving to Casita, and if we don't find it, we'll check out some of the other towns, but that's not a big deal. One thing is the new perks, we can't do militia maxing with governors like before. Yeah, it seems like they put more emphasis on converting militia into veteran militia, which I think might actually perform better because they rebalanced a lot of stuff with the auto-resolve, especially on sieges. So auto-resolve on a siege is a lot more viable in the late game if you have a really strong army. Before you would just completely wreck your army. Now you still take losses, but it's not nearly as bad. Yeah, this shipmaster is still leveling pretty slowly. Like I said before, my gut reaction was that they probably need to up it a little bit more. But damn, man, yeah, that I hope they give that a little bit more of a boost. Which is the one that's giving it? I think it's the two outside ones, right? Vigor and intelligence. So we do have some of our points going into this learning rate, 1.5. So it's not bad. Sorry, I missed some of these comments here. What's the most important ship skill to level up? If you're doing personal combat, Mariner is very important. If you're not doing your own personal combat, I would say probably one of these two. I think Shipmaster is really convenient to have because it increases your speed, your sailing speed. But Bosun is really good if you're going to get in there and get rammed and stuff. I don't feel like the AI rams you all that often, so maybe this is not that useful. But I will say this, the perks here are really good. And the perks here are really good as well, so that's a tough one. Yeah, that's a really tough one. The one thing I can say objectively, though, if you're going to do any kind of combat, either melee or ranged on a boat, you have to have Mariner. Otherwise, your combat skills are going to go down the drain, so... Alright, let's keep moving and we'll catch up on chat while we're going between towns here. So, which docks at level 3 start of the game? Good question. I think a decent amount of them are, actually. I gotta check that out. Hey, Semen Darumaj. Oh my god, that's a lot of letters. Yeah, I'm gonna mess up the rest of that, but what's up, man? The new skills have perks that boost companion XP. Yeah, there was one. At least one that I saw. Is it Bosun? Or I think it might have been Shipmaster. But anyways, yeah, I gotta put those in the database so that I can look it up a little easier. But yeah, there's one in there. I haven't tested it, so I don't know exactly how it works. But for a companion-only campaign, that's going to be really important to get. Bosun might become a necessity if the AI ever starts getting siege equipment on their ships. Yeah, I would agree with that. Will you make an updated smithing guide now that the map has changed? I don't know if you need an updated guide for that, to be honest. I feel like I don't think it's going to change all that much. But maybe I'll look into it. Yeah, I'll look into it. We'll see. If a lot of the stuff has changed, then we can update that one. F1, F3, yeah. Sam and a Rum Arjanov. Okay, got it. That's a good way to put it. How do you know which workshops profit now? You'd have to test them. Yeah, we'll have to... I haven't seen Flesson in a little while. He's like the expert workshop tester. I'll shoot him an email, see if he's still doing it, because I would love to see him do that. Yeah, same thing with the trade. He would do the trade videos as well, the guides. I think he would do a good job at those. I don't know if I have time to do all these guides. I definitely will do some, yeah, it'll take me some time to get through them all. And I've got some other stuff on the list I gotta get done as well, but like a world conquest, that's gonna take a while. Is diplomacy fixed? I think it's better than before, but I don't know about fixed. I'd have to test. I'd have to run some tests. Hey, Hottie. Yeah, like I said, I was mostly doing this pirate run before, so I haven't done any of the late game stuff like on a normal run, so. That he's had some health problems? Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, I heard about that, and I talked to him since then, but I haven't heard from him in a little while, so hopefully everything's alright. Yeah, it sucks he missed this too, because I know he missed the full launch. Because he missed an email. It went into a spam, and they had invited him. So it would have been cool to see him on this one too. But anyways, I'll shoot him an email and see how he's doing. Wouldn't the AI still use land over sea to get to most places? Yeah, probably. All right, we're at war with these guys, so we got to be careful here. Here we go. Here, come onto the water. Oh, he went into the water. He's got one medium ship. Oh, you little coward. You little freaking coward. Come out and play, dude. Come on. There he is. Oh, he's gonna go for it again? No, he's he's doing a loop-de-loop. All right, we'll fight him later. Did you play the new KCD2 DLC yet? I kind of, not really. I played a little bit of it. I had early access, and then I realized I wasn't gonna have time to cover it, so I just did something else. But yeah, I'm gonna do a full KCD2 run soon. I wanna check out all the DLCs. I haven't played any of the DLCs, to be honest. But I'd like to get a full run. Here, can we catch him, please, please, please? Nice, we got him. We got him.
Ahoy there! May I have the pleasure of knowing who captains this vessel?
She sounds like she should be sipping tea with her pinky out right now. So we're gonna teach her the hard way. This is no place for a tea sipping lady. Oh, this poor lady has 21 recruits, 16 Imperial archers, which do not have the Mariner trait, so they're gonna have a tough time here. Okay, how many ships do they have? They have 2. I'm gonna do something a little different here. I'm gonna leave both of these guys back, and I'm not going to give them commands. And we'll see if the AI tries to just go rush them. But I think we need to tie up with that one in the middle, and then hopefully these smaller ships just sail past us and go for our other ships, and then maybe we can turn and catch them or something. Do you think they should give the AI nations dedicated navies and new commanders for the navies? I don't think so. So, from what I could tell, it seems like the AI is actually pretty good at managing their boats. The only downside is they don't necessarily have a lot of like dedicated Mariner troops. They're kind of mixed in there, so they could, if you go up against a full Mariner fleet versus like a full land unit fleet, you're probably going to get stomped as the land fleet. But you know, I like I said, I still think it's pretty reasonable the way they've set it up so far. What do you think of DLC so far? Hey Robert, I think it's really good. I've had a lot of fun with it. I also can't wait to see what DLC or what mods are going to come out for this. I feel like it's going to be really good. All right, everybody off the oars. Do not let the ship by. Do not let the ship by. Do not let the ship by, please. Link up with it. Come on, come on. Suck him in. There we go. We got him. All right, we can't let this guy out. No, don't let him out. There we go. We're on. Oh, I keep doing that. Oh, crap. That guy's tough. Alright, we got him. Oh, I missed. Yeah, look at how slow his swing speed is. This is what happens when you don't have Mariner trait. These guys are not that bad, but because they're on a ship, their combat stats are way worse. Oh, I'm missing my blocks here. Might have to kick. I might have to kick. Nope, and I missed. Yes, please send in the archers. I need help. There we go. Oh man, this thing is really small range. This is like one of those short maces. I might have to use some fancy strikes here. Like the short... Oh, whatever. They got him anyways. Alright, is that ours? No, that's enemy. Alright, we gotta be careful here. How come you guys aren't helping me? Let's charge. Can we rope this guy? Or is he too far? Oh, we got him. We got him. Hell yeah. Get him over here. Bring him in. Oh, I missed that one. The first one was legit. Is that gonna hit? Oh, it's short. All right, let's get this one again. I think a little bit higher and we can get it. To the right, and I would have hit that, but I didn't. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. Oh, it's so close. Yeah, this will hit right here for sure. Oh, no, he was closer. I thought I could do it shorter. This one? Too far. You gotta aim for, like, the side of their ship. Dude, I am not hitting anything right now. That one should have hit. There we go. Maybe. There we go. That's fine. We got it linked up. Let's get on there. Can you guys help me? Help me, please. There we go. We've only lost 6, so we're still in really good shape here. Oh man, that axe would have split his belly wide open. We gotta watch out for the archers here. Let's rush the archers first. There we go. Shove him into the water. Shove him in the water. That's where he belongs. And yeah, everybody else died. So they didn't... Oh no, those are our ships. Yeah, I don't think they touched our ships. I don't think we lost anybody on those. Oh, that's how you do it. I've never seen this before. We unlocked the Viper figurehead, so ballista reload speed plus 25. Very interesting. So you get it through battles. That's really cool, actually. Yeah, the sea waves were screwing you over. Yeah, I know. I'm really bad at aiming these things too. It's not as easy as it looks, because you can't, like, if you get the grapple in the middle of the ship, like let's say it goes over and it lands right here, it doesn't count. It has to connect to the side of the ship. And not even this handrail, it can literally connect to like the bottom of the side of the ship and it'll attach, so. But anyways, very cool that we got that. Yeah, say we get our archers are the ones that are dying. They're getting hit with javelins. So. Not ideal there. But I'm really glad we got a figurehead unlocked. It's kind of cool. Alright, this one we'll take as a prisoner because we want to sell her. And they don't have any good troops for us. I don't think we want to take non-mariner troops. We could... No, these guys don't upgrade at all, right? No, they don't upgrade to the mariner at all. These guys would, though. The infantry. And then Imperial trained infantry would as well. So we could technically go that route if we really wanted to. Let's get our upgrades going. That guy looks broke, man. Where's your shoes? And he's super dirty. All right. Do we want to take any of these? Like I said, we could get these guys up to Nalte, but I don't think it's worth it. They'll probably end up dying in battle anyway, so we'll just stick to what we've got. Got some pretty good stuff here. Ooh, yeah. That'll go on our companion. Very nice. Much better than what we already have. And this one's better as well. And then this might be an upgrade. Nope. That is, and then I think we'll just take the rest and sell it. Nice. New figurehead unlocked. All right, here we go. Now we're going to be sticking to the Viking theme. We're going to go for axes, so we'll increase damage by 5% with axes and maces. We'll take that one. We have our shipmaster maxed out. We need to start working on mariner and bosun. Let's do mariner first. How quickly did you purchase a ship? Would you say it's more optional to get ships ASAP or just stick to land? I would say do not. It's kind of a mistake to buy ships too early unless you're using it for travel. Don't try to fight on ships in the early game. It's really hard. If you're going to do it early game, go focus on fighting fishing ships. But then you have to go to war with somebody to fight fishing ships. So just be aware of that. I would say stay away from ships until you have like maybe 50 or 60 grand in the bank. Yeah, and maybe like 40 or 50 troops, something like that. And then you could do some decent damage on the waters. But if you try and do it with like 15 troops and you've got, you know, 10, 15 grand, you can barely buy a ship. I would probably hold off. So, Mariner, super easy to level. Yeah. Yeah, they're very, very good on the water. There's our offer we're looking for. 2,700 bucks. We'll take it. That puts us at 60 grand. We're doing all right. Oh, our workshops are not doing all right. What happened? Our wood workshop went to 0. I wonder if they got raided or if they're at war with somebody. Let's check it out because I haven't seen this in my other runs. These guys are at war with Landia. Yeah, so they might be having issues with that. Yeah, that's why. We're in the first year and they've already lost Hivalvik and Hakarshus. Not good. Yeah, Bosuan was not easy to level before. I'm glad they changed it. It's so much better now. And there's ways where you can force level it, just, you know, taking a bunch of damage in the open sea, coming back or riding through storms and then, you know, just converting your money into XP basically. I do like that a lot. All right, Poros is a port town, so we could technically go up the river here and try and harass. But we got to be careful. We don't want to get trapped here. I hope they add pirate miner faction. That would be really cool, actually. I would love to see that. And I would love to see them have like permanent bandit hideouts. Almost like a town, maybe not quite the same as a town, but they could have like a permanent faction, like a pirate area you can go to. I think that'd be kind of cool. And if you were, maybe you can make it so that you can be friends with them and you can go in. But if you're like a regular campaign, they would kick you out, you know, because you're you know, technically their enemy. All right, we're still looking for the stupid ores. Yeah, the smithy does really well, I've noticed. Yeah, that's a good point. Here we go. We got ores, but not the ones we want. Damn, dude. That is rough. Yeah, we want the one that increased travel speed. What other upgrades can we do here? Oh, nice. Yeah, we can put the figurehead on. So ballista reload speed, that's not going to help us though, unfortunately. But it looks like it doesn't cost us anything. So I guess we'll just put it on. Ballista reload speed +5. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Can you take it off though? Oh yeah, look, you can see it right here. Yep, look at that. So if you put this on, that looks cool. I like that. That's really cool. Yeah, the workshop giving trade XP is way better now. Someone here level trade up to 125 using combat. Yep. Yeah, we don't need it, and I'm worried we won't be able to pull it off. We might actually take a ship at some point in this run where we can get those. We just need to make some money to be able to buy one, or maybe we can take one. How to unlock that figurehead? So it was through combat. Yeah, we raided a what was it? One of their patrols, like the sea patrols. Defeated them in battle, and then we got one. Yeah, it was a noble fleet. That's what it was. You're right. You're right. It was a noble. Got storms all over the place. Let's try not to get caught in these things. Now I do want to fight these Empire, but let's not waste it. We'll try and ambush somebody. Rape my fleet. The heavy droneman's really good. Yeah, that's what I have currently on my other run. 2 long ships and 1 merchant ship for cargo. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. The 2 long ships, I don't know if they really do much for you, but maybe. I feel like once you get the big ship, you can pretty much just use that by itself. And it'll do a good job. And then you just save up until you can get a second one. And just use the big ships. But, I don't know. Skook cap for trade was also 128, so what? Oh, interesting. So that leveled up really fast then. Here we go. We want to, yeah, the patrol we want to take out. Also want to take out traders. But let's see if they have the upgrade first before we go to war with these guys. They have only the crappy one. Alright, well, you're getting raided now. Actually, let's see if we can find a noble. Yeah, armed convoys. Artesia. I guess we could take out the patrol. That's not too bad. They usually have the Nalte troops, and we want to get a bunch of those. Would a Drakkar be better than 2 long? So my personal opinion, and I haven't run enough tests to really say this, but just from the couple runs that I did, I feel like it's better, or I don't know about better, it's more optimal to have, like, okay, let me give you an example. If you have 1 ship that can hold 120 troops, or 2 ships that can hold 60 troops each, I feel like you're better off having the 1 troop with, or the 1 ship with 120 troops, because you keep your forces concentrated and you're going to get more damage done, at least if you're boarding. I don't know, maybe it's different if you have archers and you're trying to like flank them or something, but I just didn't have that good of luck with flanking with archers. I feel like boarding with javelin troops like these Nalte, probably the best strategy that I've seen so far. So, yeah, I still don't like the cut of your jib, dude. You're going to yield or die. Don't like the cut of this dude's jib. They only have 1 ship. The Liburna, yeah, this is the same one we fought last time, so this one's worth a decent amount. The heavy long ship having a deck capacity of 106 is pretty dang good. Yeah, that one's not bad, but if you get the other ones, you can get I think it's 120 base capacity, and you can get 2 10%. 10% or 2 20%? It's 2 10%. I think you can get up to like 144 troops on 1 ship, which is insane. Like 150 people on 1 ship is a lot. Alright, we'll do the same thing here. We'll just leave these guys back. I don't really want them to fight too much. Looks like they've got the wind. We've got the wind, headwind, so it's not going to help us too much. Found the biggest problem with rushing boat is medicine skill. You have to get ships to pay for repairs and waivers. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I've noticed it is hard to get mariner troops. You can't just spam them. It's not like a land where you can just recruit whatever you want, right? You have to have a very specific troop type. So, are there troop transport ships designed just for moving armies around? Probably not. Yeah, it's a good question, actually. I have to look through. What I'll probably do is maybe make a database with all the ships and put all their stats in there so you can kind of see them all on 1 page rather than having to go back and forth. We don't want to ram these guys. Actually, I'm going to try something. Let's just run with them for a little bit. See how well we do. So we'll just sail with them. And also, I know usually you think you got to run forward. You can sail backwards nearly as fast as you can sail row forwards. So don't discount going backwards and bait and kiting people like this. Are they trying to? Yeah, see, they're trying to board. Oh no, we're attached already. Let's just do it. Let's get some of our javelins out. We haven't really been getting XP for this. Oh, somebody just ran in front of me. Get in there, boys. Well, yeah, looks like we're gonna have to throw our javelins here. Oh man, right in the head. Yeah, I'm trying to adjust my aim for that. It's so hard to do on this. Oh my god, that was a big wave. Might switch to first person, and we just hit our own guy. Alright, let's jump ships. There we go. Alright, that was not a very good performance on my end, but that's alright. So yeah, they're freaking strong, man. These Naute are so nasty. Look at how much they have. Only 6 people. They got 7 kills, and we outnumbered them by a lot. So not too surprising though. I already knew they were really strong. Luckily, we didn't lose our Naute. Yep, and we got a little bit of XP. What should I sub the long ships for? Also, wish I could store ships. Yeah, I know, that sucks. What would you sub the long ships for? I would say if you're going for the heavies, go for the big one. I think it's a Droman is the one that I really like it. So anything that's high up off the sea is going to give you a huge advantage. The problem with the long ships is they're really close to the ocean. So any ship that pulls alongside you that's like 10 feet above you, they're going to have a massive advantage because they can just fire down upon you. And it's also a little harder to go up the ramp than it is to go down the ramp when you're trying to get onto their ships. So we'll take all the Mariners troops. Yeah, we're not able to maintain our troop limit because we're losing them faster than we can convert them. So that's kind of a problem. No, we're not going to switch. We want to keep our jewels. Our bejeweled. These things are so good. Yeah, I don't think we want to change any of this stuff either. We'll just keep it. That's fine. We'll sell all that stuff. 150 people on one ship is also when sinking it might be easier than taking it. Yeah, but I don't think the AI really tries to sink your ships very well. I think that's more of a player thing, so it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, we didn't get a ship. Yeah, we didn't get the ship. That sucks. If it's damaged when you fight it, then it's probably going to die. Because like I said before, I think they added 50% more damage when you capture ships. So if it's less than 50% by the time you get to the end, that's it. 3 Dromans then. Luckily at 1.8 mil. Yeah, oh yeah, you can afford them. You can definitely afford them. Droman, and make sure you get the movement speed upgrades. And then there's 2 upgrades for troop capacity. Although one of the upgrades, it's either the front ballista or the barracks. Probably want to use the ballista. So there's 2 upgrades that you can do, 2 barracks you can install. So maybe just do the ballista on one of them, and the other one will have the barracks. Yeah, sinking ships is not that easy actually. It takes a real concerted effort. Even with like the big ships ramming the little ships, it's still not that easy. Yep, still no upgrade there. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff off actually. Yeah, we're starting to get a lot of junk. 86, Jesus. Yeah, fighting on the ocean can be very profitable. Strat, what would be your pirate ship tier list for heavy, mid, and light ships? You know, for the light ship, I will say this. I know it's not even a ship you can buy, but I had really good success with fishing ships. So if you can get a couple fishing ships, I feel like that'll hold you off for the early game. I wouldn't even go for the light ships, the light long ships. I would just use fishing ships. The only downside with the fishing ship, well, 2 downsides. Number 1 is they don't have very many upgrades, and number 2 is they don't have a lot of hit point pool. But that's not really a big deal because, like I said, the AI doesn't really go after you in terms of trying to sink. But they do have the sail and the ore upgrades, which are the 2 most important ones, and they hold a lot of cargo capacity. So I think those are actually pretty good. I think for the medium ship, I don't have enough experience with the medium ships. I really like the Droman for the large ships. But like I said, I haven't used enough of them to really say that. So, but yeah, you can't go wrong with a Droman if you can get your hands on one. Right here, we're gonna trap this guy. Armed convoy. We do need to get some more troops converted over though, because like I said, we're starting to lose some. It actually seems viable to bandit and pirate without mods. Yeah, I would say it's decent. Here's my only thing that I wish they added for the early game is I wish they had more low tier enemies. Like I would love to see looters running around that you can target, that maybe they have 10 or 15 troops in like a single ship, and you can go fight them. Because, like I said, there's not really any targets you can take on in the early game if you don't have like 40 people. If you only have 20 or 30, you have to fight fishing ships. And even then, it's not super lucrative. It'd be cool if they had some kind of bandits that are on the lower end that you could fight, maybe. That it maybe give you a little bit more, a few more things to do in the early game. We want everything. Yeah, we're not going to let them pay us off. Technically, you could be a bandit in the base game too. You just need to go full cav. Yeah, it's just there's not as much to do as a bandit in the base game, I feel like. But this one, for sure, it's way more fun, I think. Let's stay upwind. All right, what do they have? 34, 19. Let's try something a little different here. I'm going to go far away against the wind. We'll turn around, and when these guys... I almost guarantee you they're going to go for our 2 ships back here. We'll turn around and go full speed into them and ram. We'll try and ram them. Yeah, I will say this. Once the mods catch up, there's some really good mods that allow you to have a lot of fun with the bandit campaign. So Fubri is really good. Anything that lets you get more companions is really good, because companions, like keeping a small party that's like very elite and good at fighting, I feel like is, to me, I actually enjoy it more than the base game now. I've had so much fun with it. It's kind of like playing, I don't know, like Battle Brothers or what's that other one? What's that other game that I played? It's kind of like Battle Brothers. But anyways, like you have a small elite force, and you get to upgrade their equipment individually. You choose their perks individually, all that stuff. It's just a lot of fun. So, and you know, when you're playing a bandit playthrough, you're not fielding 2,000 unit armies. You're fielding like 100 bandits, right? So if you can get half of those as companions that you personally upgraded yourself, it's just, to me, I just really love Wartails. There you go. Yep, that's the one I was looking for. Wartails, a lot of fun. Like everybody's saying it. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, we don't want to do that. We want to drop our sails so we can pick up some speed, and we're gonna go right into them. Oh, and they already got past us. Well, there you go. It's alright, we'll catch this guy. Alright, can we get a shot on these guys? Oh, that went right by his head. Oh, that went right by his head. Alright, we rammed him. Let's go ahead and stop him from attaching to our boats. I'm gonna get 2 on that one, 3 on... Can I not select this guy? I can't. Okay, well, let's just focus on the fight we have at hand. Maybe archers first, so they don't get any kills. Oh, right in the eyeball. Jesus. Yeah, we'll be taking a lot of damage here. There we go. What are we getting hit by? Oh, I didn't realize there's somebody behind us. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, but it's okay. We can flank. This is actually was part of the plan. We can get out their archers now. Aiming for the head. Oh, I can't even hit the head. Got him. Hey, leave him alone. There we go. We got it. Did we get it? We got it. 4 losses. That is very acceptable. So fighting the armed convoys can be kind of tricky because they do a lot of damage, but yeah. Oh yeah, the Harold Hardrada campaign, that would be really fun. To redo it again with boats, I think it'd be really fun. We'll have to reboot that one. I don't know, maybe we'll pick a new historical character, but I think that'd be a fun one. So yeah, the same thing. They're picking off our archers slowly but surely. And the Sea Raider, which is fine because those guys are easily replaced. 11 renown's pretty good. The ships all had full HP too, so we better not see no boats or 1 boat at the end. We better get them. Maybe it's, I wonder if it's RNG actually, how many ships you get. Because that might actually be the case. Hey, Artyom. What the hell, dude? We didn't get anything. Oh, that sucks. Alright, well. It is what it is. Alright, 10 damage while using melee weapons. That's fine. Throwing damage. Yeah, we're probably not going to be fighting too much on land. So let's go with that one. Not that we'll use it. Party size we want to take. And then this one, shield hit points is actually really important now. More so for your crew than it is for yourself. But yeah. A companion only mercenary company campaign sounds like fun with this DLC. Yeah, that would be fun. I would say, and I actually had that thought. I watched a documentary on the Genoese crossbow. They actually had a lot of Genoese crossbow on the water. I think that'd be really fun. So yeah, it does seem to be RNG now. I thought it was damage based, but now I think it's pretty confidently can say it's RNG. And that sucks because they had 3 ships and we didn't get any of them. What they had before is that you would get every ship 100% of the time and you would get whatever HP that they had. I wish they would let you get the ships, but maybe they just take more damage when you take them in. So you have to repair them up to full if you want to use them. But yeah, it's really fun to get ships and it's kind of sad when you don't get any. Womp. But that's alright. Alright, we are overburdened, aren't we? Yeah, we need to sell a lot of stuff. Holy crap. Let's not sell our food. We got beer. This rest... Yeah, rest of the stuff is just junk. So we'll sell it. 14k. Sell the animals. Sell the gear. Sell the gear. And sell the gear. So 20... Oh, they ran out of money actually. 24... 23k. So not bad. Do we want to upgrade a ship now that we have a decent amount of money? There's a set probability whether you get the ship after battle. If you get higher bosun, you can increase the chance to get them. Yeah, I did see that perk. You're right. It's like a plus 25%. I know it's in here somewhere. Yeah, this one. And it's pretty low too, level 100, so you can get it pretty early. 25% chance to capture ships after battle. That one's going to be pretty important. I think that's the only one too. So we'll have to focus that one down. All right, how are we doing? Let's see what ships they have. They have only 6 ships here, and it looks like it's all low. Yeah, light. The Dow is light. Yeah, all these are light. What do you think so far about war sales? Hey, Edward, I really like it, actually. I like it a lot. The naval combat is pretty fun. I really enjoy the smaller battles myself personally. I don't like the big naval combat because it feels like you just kind of mash 2 things together and you can't really use a ton of tactics. But that could also just be a skill issue with myself because, like I said, I don't have a ton of experience with it yet. So I need to get in there and get a full World Conquest campaign to get more XP doing it. But I really, really love the small combat. Like if you have 1 to 2 ships and you can kind of control everything, you can micromanage it really well. You can do some really fun stuff. And the ship combat is a lot of fun. I find that when you get into the big fights, you just get hit with so many projectiles. You can't really, I don't know. Like I said, it's probably a skill issue, and I need to figure out the right way to do it. But little chaotic, kind of hard to survive some of those. All right, would I want to find the Gurab? This thing looks interesting, and it has the upgrade for the ballista. So we could eventually buy this one. We don't have enough money now. I haven't tried it yet though, so I don't know if it's any good. It has 112 crew capacity, which is decent. Made a huge difference for you. 1 after per battle. Yeah, I could see that helping a lot. Throwing builds are viable, yeah. I would say they are definitely viable. They're viable in the base game too, without the DLC. You just need to you need to rush a couple things. You need to make sure you get to Impale as fast as you can. And anytime you see a perk that increases your ammo capacity, you needed to get that. And then what you do is you stack four sets of javelins, and then you'll end up having like 50 something throwing weapons at the max. And literally you can go through any shield, so it's a one shot kill. You can instantly kill 50 units every single fight. And usually what you'll do is you'll want to target the high tier units. Like if they have noble cavalry tier 6 units that are chasing you, just go pick those off. And then you've done your value for the battle. All right, let's go find a good fight. Let's see if we can find some decent fights here. We need to also get some more prisoners converted over. Yeah, the naval battles break up the monotony. I agree. I agree. It's like I said, it helps a lot with the mid and late game. I don't think it helps too much with the early game. If anything, I think it makes the early game a little bit slower because you won't be able to afford a boat to travel as much. And so, like if you're here and you want to go here, you have to go all the way around. But it's not. I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. And you could always just get a cheap boat early on and just have it. You don't have to fight on the boat, but you can just use it for traveling and stuff. I think it's fine. We're gonna get caught here by the storm, aren't we? Let's wait for this to pass, because these storms do wreck you. They do like 10 to 15 damage. 10 to 15% damage. This is going to be a good one for us, because they don't have their full stack. They only have 53 units. Usually these guys have about 60 to 70. We do have some stuff we could sell. 300 bucks, whatever. Give me all your stuff. They have 3 ship types. They're all light. We should be able to stomp these guys. So Sturgia are weaker than Britannia now. Oh boy. That's a good question. They might be. Yeah, they might be. So in the run that I did, Britannia actually survived for a decent amount of time. They were losing fiefs pretty quickly, as usual, but they were still alive by the 6-year mark, so that's not too bad. Try the new slingshot. The slingshot is definitely an early game weapon. It's not very good, but I mean you can do some damage with it. All right, we don't have enough troops to fill our crew capacity here, so I'm gonna actually pull these guys off. We will use the light ship though. Well, maybe we won't. All right, this goes up to 54. If we do this, no, we want the light long ship. 10 archers. This one has how many archers? 8 archers. Now, if we switch this to archer only, does that change anything? Melee only, archer only. Yeah, we don't have enough archers to complete that, but that we'll try it. Let's see if we can make it. So what I want to do is have these guys skirmish on the outside while we fight. Ooh, nice. We got the coast. Let me think about that, actually. We could board our own ship and then link them together. I think if we do that, we probably want to go on the other side of them so we can take the brunt of it, though. So let's go ahead and steer ourselves to the other side. Okay, do not ram your own guy, please. There we go. Yeah, I will say this, Adam. When I first heard the DLCs announced as the you know, the war sales that they were going to add naval combat, my first reaction was, why would you do naval combat? Like, there's so many other things you can add. But now that I've played it, I see why they did it. It's really good. It's really good. Here we go. Maps with calm waters would be really cool. They do, yeah, they do. So you can have like storms, you can have calm waters, There's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of the sea that you can have. Here we go. They're gonna keep cutting our lines. Oh, no, they didn't. Actually, yeah, we're fully attached now, so that's good. Can I get these guys to follow me? Oh, I can. No, no, no. Why would you do that? You idiots. Don't cut it loose. We're trying to keep connected, man. I wanted them to come to this ship, but they're not going to. That's fine. Alright, here they come. Let's get ready. Get our javelins out. Shields up and javelins out. We're gonna get rammed by these guys. That's fine. Oh boy. That javelin guy's aiming, or the crossbows are aiming at me. I can see him. Dude, I have a really hard time aiming this thing. There we go. There we go. Back of his head. Dude, that was brutal. That caught like the tip of the back of his head. There's the captain. Ooh, I thought that should have hit. But... Alright, that's a friendly. This is enemy. Alright, they're just gonna back off and let us get some shots off, I guess. Whoa! They got some air on that one. What other DLC would you like to see? I don't know. I hadn't even thought about that, actually. That's a good question. I don't know. Some interesting ones. Like maybe the Japanese one would have been kind of cool. But we already have a DLC for that, so probably not as necessary. Although with that said, the Japanese mod had naval combat, and it was nowhere near as fun as this. I would love to see that mod with this naval combat. Now, we're not actually catching these guys, unfortunately. So let's cut loose, and we'll go after them. We're not losing troops, so that's really good. Alright, we're loose, we're free. Let's get away from this guy. Actually, can we have him follow? Yeah, we'll have him follow. Alright, if you're having trouble turning, make sure you're not moving forward. It's really hard to turn a ship when it's moving, so... I don't mind ramming these guys. Oh well. Yeah, we didn't have enough speed to do any damage, but it's alright. Give them a little bump. A little bump of nasties. Alright, they're gonna be dead by the time we even get on the ship, so let's just wait. We can help throw some lines over there. Are they dead? Almost dead. Okay. Very important, before you tell them to cut loose, make sure everybody's back on the ship. You can give the defend ship command to make sure they are. And then when you go to here and you cut loose, you won't have anybody drown. Oh, we just got shot. Who the hell shot me? Oh, they went in the water anyways. We got some guys overboard. Alright, let's switch command. They keep trying to... We're cutting loose and attempting to board at the same time. It's not working out too well. So let's let these guys... Did we... I felt like we lost some people in the water here. Yep, there he is. Let him catch up. Come aboard, please, so you don't drown. Now, people will survive in the water for a little bit, but if you leave them for too long in the water, they will drown. So be careful. If you board ASAP, rudder is less useful. Yeah. Right, let's go ahead and attach to these guys. They only have 10 left, so it should be a stomp. Looks like we got... Yep, we got 2 lines attached. 1 broke. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can board. They're probably going to be dead before we get on there. But we're still at 0 losses. That's... Whoa! We're still at 0 losses, which is what we need. Oh, let me on. Ooh. Oh, man, right in the head. Alright, can we get at the archers? No, we can't. Dude, this sea is brutal, man. We're getting tossed around. Alright, where's the last guy? Are we out of ammo? Yeah, we're out of ammo. Our buddy's ship still has a little bit of ammo. You can see the white bar underneath the card on the left. Tells you how much ammo you have. Oh, we put all the archers on there. That's right. We don't have any archers on this one. What are you doing, man? That's where I drive. Alright, we gotta cut loose. Alright, there we go. Let's get this last one. Oh, are we? Yeah, we're going the wrong way. Let's turn it around. Yeah, this storm is brutal. It's pushing us around. It's kind of hard to move. Oh, they came to us. Perfect. Yeah, you can ram. Whoa! Can we jump? Can we jump on his thing? I would love to climb on his ladder. Yeah, well, we'll do it like that. That's fine. We'll board before we're able to. Oh, you bastard. Chamber blocked me. Alright, we got him. We lost nobody. One injury, that's fine. We don't like using these troops anyway, so we'll skip them. But yeah, that's why it's important not to lose troops on this specific battle. They've only 10 left, so it should be a stomp. 22 lethal headshots, yeah. Sometimes that does happen. It's like you fight a really dangerous enemy, you get to the very end, you haven't lost anybody, and the last like 2 people end up killing you. It's funny how that happens. So we got access to 2 ships this time, and they're both the Dow, so they have good cargo capacity. We won't be over our limit now. We need to go back and sell some stuff. Oh, we're gonna get caught by the storm. But that's alright, it just means more bosun XP, so I'm good with it. Go and repair everything. We'll sell these Dows, because I think the one we have is probably better anyways. Better than the car. 3,000 versus 32. Yeah, we looked at this before. It's hard to beat that travel speed. That's the other thing I was going to say about the fishing ships. They have a really fast movement speed. It's 3.42. It's pretty darn fast. Now, if we get the ores upgraded on these, we can get a faster speed here as well. Is there any hope for Bannerlord console modding? I don't think so, and it's not so much a Tailworlds issue. If I understand it correctly, the mods have to be okayed by Microsoft or whoever is running the show there. So, yeah, it's kind of a mix of things. So, I don't think it's that Tailworlds doesn't want to add mods to consoles. It's just that it's a lot more complicated because of whoever's in control of that. Like I said, I think it's Sony on PlayStation or something like that, and Microsoft for Xbox or something like that. So, somebody explained it to me once. I don't really remember, but I kind of know the basics of it. So we are still overburdened. Yeah, I miss my fishing ships, man. We should have some good upgrades here, though. Cavalry. Actually, let's put it on this one. A little bit better helmet. What about... yeah, this is an upgrade. This one's slightly better. And it looks better, too. Yep, I think that's good. Alright, we can sell everything else. Keep our pigs. Yep, everything else can go here. Yeah, dude, we have so much grain. We don't need that much. That is why we're so overburdened. And then we have a lot of fish as well. Still, well, that's fine because that's on land. It's the ship one that we're mostly worried about. And then we can sell, sell, and sell. Almost 15k on that, so we're up to 130k. Those fishing ships had speed, cargo capacity, deck capacity. They only lacked, yeah, they only lacked the upgrades. Yep. What's the highest level your main character has ever gotten? I want to say it's either high 30s or low 40s. I can't remember. I don't think I've been too high above that, but yeah, I've gotten them up pretty high. 62 is crazy. Did you have death turned off and you played for like 100 years or something? That's really high. Let's see here. So now we're gonna start leveling up these other ones. So control, and then we need to put a point into. Oh man, I want to do Mariner. I feel like over Bosun. This is good, but I feel like this is gonna help us a lot more. So. The storm pass, and then we'll get back up there again. Finally, we can upgrade some, or recruit some people here. Get him back in order. The Melte needs to be put back as well. And then the chief, yep. So we only have 16 archers left. I think we started with 40, and we've been whittled down quite a bit. You got it in a lot of siege battles. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're doing the, what do you call it? The siege equipment, you can stack up a bunch of kills there, I guess. That's crazy, though. 66 is really good. Armed convoy. Yeah, usually when I do my guides, like a normal playthrough, if you're not doing anything too crazy, you'll typically get your character into the 30s, like the low 30s is a pretty safe estimate by the time you get to late game. It kind of depends on what your build is and what you're doing, but I think that's a pretty safe estimate. Fight these guys? I think we do. This is a tough fight, though. They have almost the same numbers as we do. Which ships do they have? 2 medium ships. Yeah, this is a tough fight. We only have 75 troops, so actually let's not. Because if we take one bad fight, we're basically out. Okay, where's that other one that had like 50? 60 is maybe a bit too much until we can get back up to the 90s, I think. The go-to making money, probably smithing is still pretty good. Tournaments are really good now. Especially if you get a tournament that has a lot of nobles in it, they'll give you a really high tier prize. You can get those mounts, the noble mounts that sell for like 15 grand. Those are always nice to get. You can get some decent armor. The armor is not usually going to sell for more than like 5 or 6 grand, something like that. But if you can get those mounts, they're worth a lot. Alright, where are they at? I want to fight one of those, the patrols. That would be really nice right now. The quests, some of the quests have been overhauled. Yeah, I've noticed they scaled back on some of the ones that we were stacking before. Oh boy. Yeah, we could take one of them on, but not 2 of them. Merking and donating prisoners is good. Yeah, I could see that being good. And then if you do it with Vlandia, where you get the plus 15% mercenary income, that would be a lot. Yeah, raiding nobles. I have noticed the nobles are not good at fighting. Like, their numbers are not as good as they would be if they were on land. So, fighting nobles, if you can catch them, is a good way to do it. The only problem there is it's kind of hard to find nobles on water. They don't often do it. Or, not that I've seen anyways. Alright, this is going to be a really good one. For two reasons. Number one, they're going to be low tier or low unit count. And number two, they're going to have prisoners that we can just immediately capture that we want. So the Naute,
Ahoy you!
they're going to be
Keep
in
your
there.
distance or our sails will foul.
Coast Guard, shipmate, not yeah, they have two Naute, two Coast Guard. So this is good. Even if we lose troops fighting these guys, we're going to get them back for free at the end of the battle. Very, very good fight for us to take. And let's not even take our ships, we'll just have the one. Oh, they have... they still split up into two. Not recommended. Yeah, they're still in pretty good shape too. Yeah, the nobles tend to use it for sea travel. I've caught quite a few of them with a bunch of peasants, or not peasants, but the recruits. And recruits are already not very good in combat, but then if you put them on water, they're basically on like slow motion. It's pretty funny. You had 15 nobles in the tournament? Yeah. Oh, worth 50k. Holy smokes. That's a lot. Yeah, the prize is determined by how tough the tournament is, and if there's a bunch of nobles there, it increases the challenge by a lot, and so you'll get a much better prize, or a much better prize pool. All right, we don't want to get rammed here. Oh, they stopped just in time. Oh, you still rammed us anyways. Oh my god, that hurt. All right, get on. There we go. The wrong. He's done. What about his buddies? They're gonna do drive-bys. Look at that. Well, we can. Oh, and they're all sailing now, so they don't want to throw weapons. No, you don't. Just trying to cut loose. Yeah. Yeah, we're still not going to get that thing done. And that's it. Nice. We didn't lose anybody, actually. And we'll take these guys prisoner. They're decent. 66. Yep, like I said, we're going to get free troops here. Now we don't want to take this guy. Well, we can take him and upgrade him to the Imperial Coast Guard, actually. So we'll take him anyways. I would not take him as a prisoner, but as an instant recruit, we can take him. And then we'll take all of these. It gives us a few more to recruit from. Is every faction has their own unique ships? Like, yeah, kind of. I haven't mapped it out exactly, but there's definitely different ship types depending on where you go. Seems like trading is better. I'm getting a lot of levels from my shops passively. Yeah, trading is way easier to level now. Way, like, significantly easier. All right, we want large bag. This one actually has 7 stack instead of 5. So we can find a couple of those, that'll give us more ammo. So the friendly icon over there, head's no longer showing. It does, I just have it turned off. You can turn it on or off. I think it looks better when you don't have it on, but I get it, why people would want it on, because it's kind of hard to tell. But if you go to gameplay options, down here, under user interface, report casualties, only icons. So you can have it enabled regular, you can turn it off completely. Wait. That's not the one I'm thinking of. It's this one right here. Friendly troop banner opacity under visuals. You can have it all the way up so that there's no opacity, or all the way to 0, which means it's just gone. So yeah, you can turn that. You can turn that on or off. 3 drillmen with 412 total troop capacity, but you only have 190 troops. Yeah, maybe just do one at a time until you can fill it out completely. I would say. All right. Yeah, we got about 30 minutes left in the stream. Let's try and get some more damage done to these guys if we can. What we might end up doing... Actually, let's go this way because we came from that direction. I want to fight a noble before we're done. So let's go try and pick on somebody. We need to sell these ships too, because we're going to be moving a little slower, I think. Yeah, over fleet capacity, so minus 2.3 or 0.23. So we got to be careful there. There we get my stream back up here. There we go. Yeah, not going yet. We got another half hour. But yeah, if you're heading out, have a good night, Samuel. Yeah, smithing is still overpowered, but that's fine. I'd rather have it that way than not. That's the thing. If you want to challenge yourself, don't do it. And if you want to have an easier time, maybe you don't, you know, you're still new to the game or whatever, it's fine. Just use it. Nobody cares. It's a single player game. So is there a business you can buy in the town that specializes in ship making? That's a good question, actually. I hadn't thought about that. I don't know for sure. Maybe some of these industries contribute to it. I don't know. That's a good question. We might be able to get some info from here. So if we go to like the woodworking shop, outputs, I don't see ships in here. I don't think so. I don't think so. Or if it does, it's not showing here. Generate, yeah, these are still the same outputs, so. Yeah, I don't think they change workshops in any way, so that should be the same. Smithing is annoying. Yeah, once they update the mods, just use the better smithing mod so you can stack all this stuff quickly, and it's fine. All right, Vostrom. This is their big settlement. This usually has like 5,000 prosperity at the beginning. 4,800. Yeah, it's got a little bit less now. So maybe we'll just camp here, see if we can get somebody to come out. And we'll keep taking prisoners in. Perfect. Just disband my troops, place my companions in a town, so I go down to 0 upkeep and then smith away. Yeah, that's true. There we go. There's a mercenary in there. Let's see if we can get him to come out. Actually, if he came out, that'd be bad, because that means he would feel a lot stronger than us. And we don't really want to lose our navy here right at the end. No? Nobody's coming out. The patrol's staying in, so we'll keep going. Danustica's down here as well. Nice. Alright, let's put another into Mariner. Should help. Convoy we're not going to be able to catch, so we'll keep going. Come on, Danustica. Spit a noble out for me. There is a caravan in there. I don't think it's the convoy. Oh, no, it is. Coastal Patrol. Hell yeah. It's exactly what I wanted. And they've got the Nalte. Perfect. You tell us about news. We don't want to fight you, but that doesn't mean we should sit here and bandying words. That's funny. All right, we'll take you out then. Did you ever get the better oars? No, I did not. Not in this one, unfortunately. What do we have against? Just a single ship? We can go a single ship as well, I think. Yeah, definitely not using the Nar. If anything, we'll put the light ship out there. Yeah, we're still max troops, so that's fine. We can use this one. Are the Nord troops really as rubbish? They were, but they got patched. So they added a bunch of armor to them, which I think was the right call. So no, I don't think the Nord troops are rubbish. On land, they're going to struggle a little bit because they don't have cavalry. I mean, obviously in the player's hands, you'll be fine. But the AI controlling the Nord troops are not going to be good, because the AI just doesn't know how to use tactics very well. They just kind of charge everything. But if you're, as the player, Nord troops are amazing. They have good shields, they have good armor. I would say stay in a shield wall and stay nice and tight, and then just advance on the enemy nice and slow. That's how I would do it anyways. The Nord troops have good good skills, that's for sure. Like their combat skills are good. Please, board. There we go. Let's see if we can pick some of these people off. Oh man, we're just... There we go. Headshot. Headshot. That's a miss. Oh, I still hit him anyways. Oh man, look at that. That wave was massive. That kind of scared me a little bit. Can we get this guy? Oh crap. We just killed our own unit. But it wouldn't be a strat video if we didn't kill somebody on our own team, so. What's the tactic for using Nords? My shield wall got slimmed out by a Sturgeon Cav who just sat there fighting like infantry. So yeah, what you want to do against cavalry is probably go into square formation because they're going to hit you from all sides. So just go square formation, maybe go up against like a wall or the edge of the map or a tree or something, and they will eventually get stuck in your formation, and then yeah, you should be fine. That'll help whittle them down. Just when you're fighting with a shield wall, you need to stay compact as best you can and try to avoid the what do you call it? The lance damage. Couch lance. Don't get couch lanced. So if you go into square formation and you put your archers in between and all that, you should hold up pretty well. I've actually found the Nord troops to fight pretty well on land as well if you can keep them in a tight formation. Here we go. We want these guys. Yep, that's right. And then the rest can stay. Was just chasing potential bride and she instantly transmission across the river. That's with Sturgia? Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, you're going to spend 2 weeks traveling across. We probably have some upgrades for our companions at least. Yes, we do. Splint boots. And the armor might be good for this other guy. It is actually. It's a better upgrade. And the splint boots as well. And the shoulders. This guy. No, he already has pretty good shoulder. Wait, no, this one's better. Or at least it's worth more. Alright, that's good. We'll take the rest and sell it. But with the Nords now, Bannerlord, does it mean that Sturgia will eventually become the Vaegirs? I don't know. I didn't play the first one, so I don't know what the Vaegirs are. I've heard of the name. I'm familiar. But I don't know. I don't know enough to say that. Here we go. Shipmaster. Our first perk. I do like the travel speed at sea. So Old Salt's Touch. It'll give us like 0.07, 0.06. There you go. It's not much, but it will add up. 50,000 a day income. That's pretty wild. Here we go. These guys are trying to storm the castle. We could beach and then try and help them. I don't think it's worth it though, because we're not going to really benefit from it. Other than putting the empire down. Let's go to Razich and sell these ships that we have, because we do have some extra ships. They're not really helping our cause here. They're slowing us down slightly. And we'll keep taking people as we can. Yeah, we're Kiev and Rus basically. Yeah, that's what I feel like. So full upgrades here, boast and XP, and we'll sell. Vaegir were the faction with OP archers and a lot of two-handed weapon users. Similar to a better rounded Britannia. Got it. Sturgia plus Britannia. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, Eastern Galley. Yeah, I don't want to use these. Look at how low the cargo capacity is. Only 700. That's rough. I mean, even our longship has 1,300. Oh no, that's the big one. The light longship has 900, so quite a bit more. And their movement speed is slow. 2.7. What the heck? Get out of here. Get out of here with that junk. Alright, we gotta sell some stuff again. Well, I will say this. If you're trying to do a playthrough like this, something similar, and you're not going to be like a vassal or mercenary, make sure you get workshops as soon as you can. Ours are starting to fail a little bit for some reason. I think maybe there's a war going on up there, but usually they produce quite a bit. But get your workshops up, sell as many ships as you can capture, and then you should be able to make quite a bit of money. Yeah, the Nord archers are pretty good. They changed it recently, actually. They used to have, I think, a regular stack of arrows. And now they have... Oh, get up here. Now they have a stack of 32. If I'm not mistaken, it was 20 or 22 before this patch. And they changed it so they have an extra, you know, basically 50% more. So that's a very, very welcome change. Because the archers are actually really good. Their skill is high. They've got decent bow. The woodland longbow is pretty good. They just were very limited to their ammo. And then their melee combat is actually quite good as well. So these guys are they can hold their own. The only problem is this. They don't use their shield. Not that they can because they're, you know, bow and arrow. But they get picked off at water pretty easily by javelins. So that is a downside. What is the new whispering arrow? I don't know. That's a good question. I have not seen it yet. All right, we're going back and looking for another fight here. Here we go. Let's let these guys catch the fishermen. No, they're not going to catch them. We'll take over. We'll take over and fight them. Isn't Woodlong the same as the Fiends? It might be. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure. We can probably check it out. Alright, Fiends. They have the wooden longbow. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. What about the champion? Same thing, wooden longbow. Now, these guys do have a higher bow skill. Oh, they don't. Actually, 130. Obviously, the Fiend champions do. 260 is insane. 160. Oh, no, they do have higher. Yeah, the Fiends have higher. If I'm not mistaken, our archer has like 140, 130, 140. So it's a little bit weaker than Fiends for the comparable level. It's the same, yep. That's good, that's good. Who is better waifu now? Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. So here's the new meta. It's a lady from Sturgia. Oops. Heroes, female, alive, Sturgia. I'll tell you exactly who you should marry. Oh no, did she die? She might have... Oh no, she's still here. Dracula. Oh man. In my last run, I married this lady, so she's really old. She's like 65 or something like that. She's very old. I married her, and she survived a little bit. We took all of her gear, and the noble paid us to marry her because she's so old, nobody wants her, that they will actually pay you to marry her. So yeah. Talking about waifu when the wife is asleep. Well, there you go. But yeah, if you can marry Dracula, you can find an old lady to marry. You can actually make a lot of money. Yeah, the 90-year-old lady, and then you could basically, you're like a gold digger on the male side, and then she's not going to live very long because she's so old. She'll die, and you can just marry somebody else after that. So you could technically make money doing that. You can go from spouse to spouse, make a bunch of money, and just wait for them to die. Yeah, it's kind of funny. You won't be having kids, that's for sure, because they're so old. But you know, it is what it is. Once she lived to 102, oh, that's not good. Yeah, you want her to die so you can marry somebody else, and then take all their gear. It's kind of funny. All right, we have our light longship. Yep, we'll do it like this. All right, dude, go ahead and follow, and then we'll just go after him. I did not expect that on the slyest. Yeah, it's pretty good. The age 60 is in demand. 60 is the new 20. You know what I mean? You could speed death along. I've tried, man. This game does not like your nobles dying unless you have mods, which is good. But the best way if you want to try and kill one of your spouses is to have them completely naked, send them into battle by themselves so they get killed right away, and that'll give them a pretty high chance to die. It's like maybe 2% per battle, so you still have to fight a lot of times before they'll die. So She lived to nearly 100 years old. Well, that sucks. Do you have any mods right? No, no mods. No mods yet. You gotta wait for them to update them to the new one, so. Alright, we're gonna try a different tactic here. We want them to ram us so we can get some bosun XP. Go ahead, do your best. Do your best, you bastard. They didn't really do much damage, that's good. Oh man, that's a lot of 94 damage. Yeah, we're doing really well in melee though. Look at that, we still haven't lost a unit. And I'm worried I'm gonna hit my own, so let's just not. That's the wrong weapon. Oh man, shot him in the throat. Alright, there is another ship. I can't believe I missed that. That's what I meant. I love it when they grab that hook, because then they don't protect themselves. Oh man, he took one to the head. Oh, come on. I want to hit him right in the eyeball. Alright, there we go. Let's just get down there and finish this. Help me! Help me! Might still be able to win this. Can we get a little bit of room? No. Okay, somebody help me, please. There we go. We're in a holding pattern here so we can clear up some of this traffic. There we go. I don't know what's going on here. I guess the boys want to see if I can handle myself. Right, we survived. Jump into the water. We could have jumped in the water, but not necessary. I knew they weren't going to be able to do much. What if we go straight down? That's creepy. Imagine if they put like sharks down here. Like if you go far enough down, they just spawn sharks to scare the crap out of you. That would have been kind of interesting. Just a little Easter egg or something. Yep, we're way down here now. At least we don't have to listen to our boys shout and scream. So we lost 3. We didn't lose our archers, that's good. There we go. You cook strat 3 Drummonds was the move. This, yeah, they're so strong. They're really, really, really strong. I think 3 Drummonds you could probably take on just about any fleet that the AI can come up with. So, is it worth to get going 3 Jav plus 2-hander, or just go axe plus board and 2 Jav? So I will say this: if you're going to be doing naval fighting, don't ever go without a shield. If you want to go heavy javelins, you could do 3 stacks plus a shield, and then just save your last javelin. You can use it in melee mode. But I would not do any combat on a boat without a shield. If you watch my stuff, you know I hate wearing shields, but there's so many javelins that you're gonna get killed. There's not much you can do about it either, because they're gonna hit you from all sides. So yeah, I would probably make sure you have at least a shield, and if you want to maximize your javelins, just go three javelin stacks. You can also, don't forget, you can pick weapons up off the floor. So you don't have to have a melee weapon going in. You can just pick one off the floor and use that. So. Alright, we did... I'm not smithing yet, but yeah, I usually do smithing in my runs, even if I don't use it for selling. +1 ammo for throwing, that one's really good. We want to... Movement speed isn't that important on a boat, because you can't really move that fast anyways. There's not that much room to move. Damage dealt by axis +20%. That one's really, really good for this one. Did you? I didn't update this, or I didn't upgrade this boat with the arrow barrels, but I do like that one. Not so much the arrow barrels. I think the javelin barrels is really good. Let's go back to Razih and we'll sell. You could also just alternate your final javelin to be your... Yeah, that's what I was saying. You could just switch it when you get to your last one. But it's probably good to just grab a weapon off the floor. And yeah, strat trademark team killing. I've told you, it would be a strat video without me accidentally killing my own guys. But that's fine. Was there an update to tournament money? I don't think so. No. You're going to make most of your money with tournaments by selling the prizes anyways. Alright, let's go ahead and repair. Yeah, these eastern galleys are actually worth quite a bit, even though they're light. So good money there. Alright, what else do we want to do here? Do these guys have decent ships? No, they don't. Yeah, they don't. They only have the light ships here. Did they add the Spartan helm? The one with the straight brush on top? That's a good question. I don't know. That is a good question. I haven't seen all the new gear. I haven't gotten into it too much. I was really focused on the mechanics more than the little stuff that they added. Not to say it's not important, but that's just what I was focusing on. Who attacked us? Wait, did somebody die already? No, why is this guy attacking us? I'm a little confused here. Let's go. I want to find this out because I really don't understand that. No, we're at war with the Empire. We were already at war with them. That's weird. How do you force a big fleet battle? So, in my opinion, the best way to get a fleet battle is to take something along the coastline that they would likely attack. So, for example, if you take Hvalvik in the early game, this is the best place to get a naval battle because they have to go through the ocean, right? So you can just camp out here for a couple weeks and you'll eventually see somebody. They do take their sweet time, so don't give up after waiting for a couple days. You gotta wait for, like, I don't know. Julius clan got kicked from the south. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that could have been the case. But yeah, the AI doesn't really go here that fast. So this is actually really, I'm glad they made the island the way they did. You can siege this down. Like when I did mine in the last run that I did, it took me like 3 or 4 weeks, like over a month, and the AI still didn't stop me. So you can get over here and take stuff, but then when they do show up, they show up with a pretty big army. So if you can get a decent fleet, you can probably defend your island and take them out on the water, and then just execute them and keep defending your island until they're all dead. Something like that might work. All right, what else do we want to do here? I think try and get one. Maybe we can squeeze one more fight in. We're cutting it kind of close, but let's see if we can get one more fight in. Envoy of Apis, that would be a good one. The map looks completely different. Yeah, they changed it. They added a lot of water passageways, so you can take your boats up here. You can't go on this one. This one you can. So this is like an inland sea connected to another inland sea with a bunch of rivers running everywhere. And then also keep in mind, like let's say if you land here at Throndalag and you want to travel up here to gather some troops, and then you end up down here at Hargard, you don't have to travel back here to get your ships. You can just go straight here and then recall your ships. It's really easy to do. Excuse me. Talking too much. My throat's getting all jacked up again. All right, here we go. Oh, what happened? We were chasing that that caravan. Did we not? I got distracted, didn't I? I did. I forgot we were chasing them. But yeah, there's a couple key changes here that you want to pay attention to on the new map, and I'll cover this in the guide that I'm releasing tomorrow. But the Sturgian lands are split in half. You cannot travel this without a boat, and if you want to do it on land, you have to go all the way around. So pretty big difference. And then down here, the Aserai connection to the Empire lands is also split, so you have to have a boat to traverse this. And then the other big change is up here, adding a new island. And then kind of a big change. I don't know. It's hard to do anything up here because everything's so slow. There's always snow on the ground, which slows you down. So yeah, I do like the DLC a lot so far. I like it a lot. I think it's really good. So give me 1 second. Are we last 5 minutes? Wrap up anytime you want. All right, cool. So let's do a quick recap here. What did we accomplish? So we leveled up Shipmaster a little bit. Like I said, I kind of hope they adjust that a little bit. The bosun is way better now. That's definitely good. Mariner did pretty well. One-handed, I think we would probably need to do some more fights. Yeah, I don't know. And then athletics is always solid. This one's pretty easy to level up. We're not even a year in though. No, we did. We just hit a year. That's actually reasonable. Actually, 1 year for bosun, considering we only have one focus point. So I think that's pretty solid. But anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. We got to cut it off. They got to get the next creator on here. I don't know who's up after me. Angry Joe Show was up before me, and then me, and then somebody else after. So hopefully this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look forward to some more Bannerlord campaigns from my channel. Like I said, I will do a world conquest soon, and we'll try and find some cheese strategies before they get patched out. Hopefully we can find some good ones, and yeah, it should be a good one. But anyways, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. Let me make sure we are good to sign off, and then I think we'll cut it there. Yeah, I'm just gonna fart around until they cut my my stream off. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna take this castle or not. They didn't take it, but they got another army to back it up. Yeah, what I would probably do next time is I would probably put some points into leadership earlier on as well, so. Yeah, because being able to recruit prisoners faster would make a huge difference right here. It's so slow. Really, really slow. But anyways, yeah, we're good. They cut us. We are good to go. I can go to sleep now. I am starting to fall asleep, to be honest. Like I said, it's like 4 hours past my bedtime. So anyways, I hope you guys had it fun. I'm gonna be like I said, we'll cut it loose to the next person. And then yeah, I'll try to get another stream in maybe next weekend. Oh, I think my daughter has a friend birthday party or something. I know, we'll see. I'll try and get some more streams in. Hopefully we'll get some more Bannerlord in, and maybe do some World Conquest on a live stream. But yep, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a good evening or a good afternoon wherever you are, and have a good rest of your weekend. Take care, guys.